Alrighty, fellas. Good morning. Good morning. How are we doing? I'm gonna be so honest. My microphone cord just got caught on my keyboard and got ripped out right before I started. So, does it sound okay? Does it sound fuzzy? You can be honest. I'd rather, if it sounds fuzzy, let me know now. We can fix it before all the clips. I might have to do a little test clip. We'll see. What's up, Turtle? What's up, Shakespeare? What's up, Cardsy? I'm muted. Yeah, of course. You sound so fucking good, Daddy. Oh my, it is 12 p.m. Jeez. Whoa. Good morning, dude. You sound like Patrouski. Sound like me. Okay. You guys are too nice. Okay. Trying for Moltres. Good luck to you. I'll be doing the same exact thing today, dude. Good luck to you, man. Good luck to you. I'm going to do a quick test clip, so if you hear me twice, just know that I hate hearing my own voice as well, okay? I'm so sorry. Okay. Test 1 2 3. Fuzzy test 1 2 3. The same thing I do to your mom. 1 2 3. Test 1 2 3. All right. We pause the music. Test 1 2 3. Fuzzy test 1 2 3. The same thing I do to your mom. 1 2 3. Test 1 2 3. Yeah, that sounds good. Not too fuzzy, not too shabby. We'll take it. Okay. Who let this guy click the live button? I ask myself that every day. How are you doing, Sanarchy? That's a good fucking question, dude. Who let him out of his cage, bro? Honestly. Let's get my music back on. What do we start? Let's start with some fucking bounce today. Let's start with some bounce. From my first shiny yesterday, congratulations! That is a really special feeling, dude. Like, catching your first shiny, nothing will ever feel like it. Not that every other shiny after is, like, worse, but it's your first shiny is just different. You're like, oh, this is possible, you know? Would rather have read a clip. Would have had a clip. Wait, what's up, Shizu? I gotta double check. Sometimes you guys are too nice to me and you're like, oh, you sound good, Patrouski, and it sounds like I'm grinding through a cheese grater. Okay. Doody doody doo. That's what I'm saying, chat. Doody doody doo. Are we ready to start? It means something. Okay. I'm not sub. Yo, Energy! Thank you for the prime, dude. Up and coming fucking PokeMMO streamer right there. What's up? Need the old mic back. It's like pretty crazy. Like 2021 or 2022. Like there's a certain old mic that I used. I can't believe anybody watched. It's genuinely horrifying. Actually crazy. My 3DS joystick just broke. Somebody help. That's fucking tragic. I love the old mics. There's a charm to it. Alrighty, fellas. So you can't show the before. Is that cap? That is cap. As the youngins say. There's a 10% truth to it, Ollie, but there's something that we'll talk about it actually. It's a great start question. Alrighty, fellas. Yo, what's up? Good morning. My name's Patrouski. Welcome to another PokeMMO stream recap. How are we doing today? Jumping into another day, a beautiful day of PokeMMO progress. I have some bunch of forum posts to cover today, suggestion box stuff, the community getting involved. This is just your daily tips, tricks, information, and then what the community is talking about, sort of updates to PokeMMO if you want to be in the know, in the how. I'm going to be grinding on the Iron Man today. Make sure to check out the Iron Man progress series every Sunday. It is my baby right now. It's something I'm putting a ton of time into. Like 50 and 60 hours per episode. I love it so much. It's been a ton of fun, and I'm really fortunate people are also liking it as much as I am. Okay, so we'll jump into that here in a quick second. We'll be hunting for Moltres today, the first legendary on it. Now, someone asked a quick question that I want to address. Someone said, is it true that you can't get shinies until you beat the Elite Four, or is that cap? That is cap, as the youngins say. There's like 10% truth to that because there is something in PokeMMO called Shiny Lock, okay? However, there's also something called Shiny Lock fear-mongering, and unfortunately, the latter is the greater problem, okay? Shiny Lock is an automated anti-bot system that exists where if you run back and forth on the same route in your first storyline without making any storyline progress for multiple dozens of hours, it like, as someone who has most likely been Shiny Locked, probably one of the few people who has been, it takes, like, I think I sat on Route 1 for 48 hours before I was like, pretty locked, right? That's it's something that it's an anti-bot measure that is used to prevent bots from being able to create accounts, run back and forth till they get a shiny, and then sell it for profit, and then RMT that profit, right? It's an anti-bot measure. The problem is a lot of people hear that exists and think it's going to happen to them 100%, which is really unlikely. Now, if you're scared about or you're worried about being shiny locked, which I understand the paranoia, it's very human, I get it, right? As long as you have 8 gym badges in one region, it is impossible to be shiny locked. Literally not possible. If you are on donor status, if you have shiny charm active, or if you have 8 gym badges done in any region, not even just the region you're hunting in, but 8 gym badges in any region. So if you're paranoid about being shiny locked, which I get paranoid of certain, I understand it's very human, understandable. If you get 8 gym badges and in one region, you're good. You never have to worry about it ever again. So if it's something you're worried about, you can go ahead and do that, but don't let fear mongering get to you. But it's also important to know that the shiny lock exists. I understand that side as well. It's an important thing to let the player base know about, right? So that's shiny lock explained in a TLDR. They have all this explained on their website under like the rules FAQ and stuff as well. So they all explain this very clearly on the PokeMMO website, but not many people read that, which I understand. It's it's mumbo jumbo. Anyways, we have a few things to talk about today in regards to, I think, some really good community suggestions. I think it's worth to highlight people who it's really important to highlight people who take the time and effort to leave good suggestions in PokeMMO and stuff. So let's go ahead and jump through this. So the first suggestion is a high-risk PvP zone where defeated trainers lose Pokemon or items. This is a pretty rash, pretty brave suggestion, but I fucking respect it. This is from Tsunami, if I'm saying that correctly, and this is basically the wilderness in Old RuneScape, if you're familiar. He says, they say dreaming is free, and so is suggesting ideas. So here's another proposal, meant to bring a fresh and exciting mechanic to the game. The proposal being the idea is to implement a special PvP zone within the map, or use parts of existing regions. I'll talk about my thoughts. I'm going to read his thoughts. I'll talk about my thoughts on it, right? Where player versus player combat is free and unavoidable. No option to decline battles. The key feature... Let me scroll up, sorry, excuse me. Of these zones would be high risk. If a player is defeated, they could lose parts of their belongings. This could range from items in their bag for the boldest players, and even Pokemon from their active team. There are many ways to balance this, such as limiting it to certain levels or allowing a recovery system if the items aren't claimed, yada, yada, yada. The goal, a system like this could truly refresh the gameplay. That is super true, giving new life to regions that currently serve as only storyline entry points or farming spots. Now, we'll get to why I disagree with this so much. Many parts of the map feel empty, and adding high-risk PvP turn them into high-stake zones. I just really disagree with many of the parts of the map feel empty. That's something, as someone who, I'm like play my Iron Man or play my main account, I go to everywhere. I go to every region almost every day in PokeMMO, and I go to different spots constantly. I'm constantly going to different locations. I think the way you would do this, the way you would implement this, is not by splitting an existing region. What you would do is you would create a new area that you could like teleport to or travel to in PokeMMO that would just be the wilderness, very similar to RuneScape, right? Hilariously, Pokeforce is actually already doing something like this. Pokeforce has already talked about creating a wilderness in PokeMMO, and I think that, or Pokeforce, sorry, excuse me, and that really fits their game a lot more than PokeMMO. It's really unlikely we ever see something like this in PokeMMO, but it's a cool idea, and I think it's worth talking about. I don't know if it's pragmatic for PokeMMO, but this is something that Pokeforce has discussed in depth, and it's something they really want to do. The way you usually do this in MMOs like RuneScape or like other, with PvP zones, usually you end up putting the best resources there, the best farming materials. Things like Black Chinchampas in old school RuneScape, things like the Wildy bosses, like you put really like the best money making methods there, like by far, and then it's kind of like a high risk, high reward situation. So right now the average money making method in PokeMMO is like what? 300k Pokeyen per hour. What you would do is you could put like a farming method in the wilderness that makes like 500 to 600k per hour consistently, but you don't actually end up getting that amount because you get PvP'd or you get PK'd or whatever it is, right? Or if you're really good, you still get like a decent amount, and you might even get more profit per hour if you beat those other players in fights. So there's like a lot of skill. It's a very high skill and a very skill-based thing. and not everybody wants to deal with that, which is totally fair. How many times, I'd say most days, 95% of days I log into PokeMMO, I don't want to worry about going into a wilderness zone or PvP in. So what you would do is you would just ignore that zone, and you would let the players who want that exciting wild PvP enjoy that zone, and you would just do your own thing. Now that's not a totality argument against it. You have to factor in balance. Just because you don't want to engage with the zone doesn't mean you shouldn't have an opinion, for example. It's a very interesting thing that has there's a lot of layers and a lot of things to talk about on it, in my opinion. People in chat, that's just stupid. I think it's really important to engage with something and to have productive discussion, which is why I like to highlight these forum posts. This person put a lot of effort and a lot of time and care into this post and presented a really good idea. And when you reply with, that's just stupid, I don't think it's a very good response on your end. I don't think you're trying hard enough to make the game better, and I don't appreciate that. I think it's important to call that kind of stuff out. So I think it's a cool idea. I don't know if it'll work in PokeMMO. I don't know if it's something I would be in favor of, depending on how I'd have to see, like, depending on how it's all done and stuff. Yeah, here's the respectfully, that's stupid. There you go. Much better, Twitch chat. Thank you. I think it's a really cool idea. I think it's interesting. I don't know if it's pragmatic. I don't know if I'd want it, but I respect the person for taking the time to come up with it. And I think there's a way where it's implemented in a cool way. I don't know if splitting the regions is it by any means. Next up, let's go to the next thing. If that's not your cup of tea, that's totally okay. This is the suggestion box. It's here for discussion. It's here to be opposed. It's here to be supported. That's the whole point of this, to rile up some discussion, right? This is a really cool one from Willie66. Allow players to be interactable from the whisper pop-out window. I've talked about this. There's not a big reason to use the whisper pop-out window in PokeMMO. Let me actually show people. A lot of people don't even know it exists. There's not a big reason to use it 99% of the time. Thankfully, Jaco is right next to me, perfect timing, so I can use him as an example. You can right-click him, open whisper window, and it pops out this, like, fleshed out whisper. You can like use it. It's honestly really good on stream or like for like content. It's a lot of fun. It's a really cool way to show visuals of like dialogue happening. I can say, yo, smiley face, right? Like it's a really beautiful visual. But if you're playing the game fast paced, you're not going to take the time to do that. It's just another clutter on screen. There's not really a efficiency benefit to doing that. So most people don't, right? So what if we took this cool mechanic and like added a little something to it? The little thing being able to right click that person, give me a heart emoji, being able to right click that person's name on the trade window and trade them or duel them or join them or invite them to a link, like interact with them from afar. I really do like that you're encouraged to get close together in PokeMMO, to battle someone, to trade, etc., etc. I think there's something interesting that could be done with the whisper window screen. Now, off the top of my head, I'm just realizing this now. One of the main problems that I could see happening, but I think to be fair, they changed eggs. They changed the way that breeding and they changed the way that fossils worked. Pre-fossils nerf, the unbalanced part of it would have been able to trade like caught Pokemon over maybe Ditto farming. No, you can just, but they just go to the PC. I don't know if there is a balance. If someone could think of a balance problem with the being able to trade from afar, let me know. Like being able to like trade like an alt account and flop stuff into your PC. If there's a balance thing that I don't see there that would be really broken, let me know. But I honestly can't think of anything. It's a really cool it's a cool idea. It adds more functions to a previously existing mechanic, which is good for, good for the devs. All right, next up onto, we'll do this first. This is a quick one. Buff max repeat ball catch rate multiplier from Xanarchy. I just agree with this. The repeat ball is probably the weakest ball in PokeMMO now, which is crazy because if you've been playing the game for a while, 4 years ago, it was the best ball in PokeMMO by far. It was, oh, what ball should I use in what fight? Oh, use repeat ball always, right? It was so broken. Nowadays, it's like you only use the repeat ball if you're hunting Dittos, and only if you've caught 15 Dittos in a row with the dust ball, and you're gonna be farming Dittos for a long time. And then, even going through all that trouble, the only benefit is that it increases, it costs 100 Pokeyen per Ditto catch less. That's it. That's the big benefit, which is very, 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 very minimal, even long term. So Xanarchy says, hey, let's buff the maximum catch rate multiplier from 2.5 to 3 times. I think this is total. I'm curious. What what the catch rate of Dittos would be. So right now, the false wiped asleep Ditto catch rate is around 68% compared to the pre-nerf rate. Now, I need to clarify, I don't think comparing this rate to the pre-nerf rate is fair, because there's a pre-nerf rate and there's a pre-buff rate, right? The pre-buff rate was around, I think 80, which he's going to get to actually, was around 60 to 80%. So prior to the netball buff, catching Dittos was around, I think, 60 to 80% chance at your best catch method, right? Then they buffed it and it became like 95, 98, and that was busted. It was so broken. So they obviously had to nerf netball, right? And they did. I kind of predicted that months and months and months in advance. Now he says raising the repeat ball buff, the cap, up to 3 times would only increase the catch rate to 81%. Personally, yeah, offering a reasonable middle ground. I think this is perfection. I think this is perfect. I think this is exactly what I want to see with the repeat ball. I think it's the perfect medium ground that would hopefully help Ditto box prices, because Ditto box prices are really expensive right now, up to 300k Pokeyen per Ditto, while 1 times 31s. Dittos are at a really weird spot where Ditto boxes, Shittos rather, if you don't know, a Shitto is a Ditto with no good IVs. It doesn't need to have any IVs. It's just used for rare breeding and for rare shiny hunting, going for things like Metagross or Charmander in PokeMMO. Shittos are really expensive, like 5k a piece base price, which is crazy, right? However, 1 times 31 Dittos are really cheap, like record-breakingly low cheap. So we're at this really awkward situation where there's too many good IV Pokemon in the game to where, look at this. A 1 times 31 attack IV Ditto is basically the same price as Shitto, as a Shitto, which is insane. We're in this really awkward state in the Ditto market where good IV Pokemon are so cheap, I think largely due to alphas, but that's a whole debated topic, because of alphas in my opinion, that it's not worth for players to farm Ditto for profit. Farming Dittos for profit is decent and it's really consistent, which is the benefit. Yes, as Matismo says, yet they are still not worth farming. Farming Dittos earns you about 150k to 180k profit per hour from my testing over the past year or two. It's not that amazing, which is really sad. Even when you're selling a box for 300k, you're costing yourself so much in dust balls and eventually in repeat balls, right? The costs are so high with Dittos. And the good catches just aren't there in the way they used to be. Now, good nature Dittos are actually probably like good nature Dittos are what's on the rise, which is awesome. Yeah, we're just talking about that, Xanarchy. But 31 attack IV Dittos, the fact that these are so cheap is just, it's literally wild to me. Back for years and years and years, 31 attack were like 8 to 10k. Speed, it was pretty known, like speed IV Dittos, 31 speed should be at least 10k. The problem is a Ditto with a perfect IV needs to be more expensive. Yeah, we're talking about that. Sorry, we're talking about that right now, Xanarchy. We have it up right now. The perfect IV in a Ditto needs to be more expensive than every other egg group, because then there's no reason, there's no benefit, there's no reason to use the other egg groups, right? If a 31 speed Ditto is only 7,000 Pokeyen, then every other egg group, gender male 31, has to inherently be cheaper. It has to. Because why? Because you can breed everything with a Ditto, right? Versus you can only breed some things with a male Nidoran, right? So when good IV Dittos are cheap, it affects the entire market. It affects everything, right? Because Dittos can breed with everything. Because they're so powerful. They're so versatile. Dittos should be difficult to achieve and difficult to get. But at the same time, they need to be worthwhile. I think the biggest thing here is it wraps around to alphas. I think alphas need to get nerfed. I've talked about this in great depth, and maybe I'm wrong. It's my personal opinion, but I think from what I've seen of the market prior to alphas and post alphas, and then all the just the amount of 2 times 31s and 3 times 31s and good Mons that get brought into the game, the amount of alphas you see listed on the GTL is crazy. It's almost like 20% alphas compared to like normal Pokemon. Like every single page, it's like we see at least 2 alphas per 10 Pokemon. That's pretty crazy. Like alphas are so common in PokeMMO. It's really, they're such a big part of the market now. And I think too big of them. I think they bring in too many good IV Pokemon into the game. I don't know the exact whatever nerf, I don't know the exact best nerf for alphas. It would either be switching them to 1 times slowly 1. I don't know if that's the right solution. I think that's too much of a nerf, honestly. I think the better nerf is less alpha spawns, personally. I think you either limit it to 1 times slowly 1, but I feel like that might be too brutal in the short term. I would rather see alphas spawn once per IRL day. Right now they spawn once per in-game day. That's like 3 to 4 spawns every 24 hours, 3 to 4 spawns per day, right? I think cutting it down to 1 alpha spawn per IRL day is better. Yes, you would get less chances at those catches. Like if the 1 spawn is at 4 a.m. and I'm asleep, I'm sorry, that it sucks. Like that's how it goes, you know? I'm sorry, but I think that's okay. I think it's important. I think it's totally okay, and it's important to have it so that players miss out on that sometimes, because it's got to help the market. It's just too brutal. Better listing fee. The problem isn't the Pokeyen, though. It's not an inflation problem, it's a deflation problem. The problem is that there's too many good IV Pokemon in the game. That, yeah, that's my opinion. That's my thoughts. So let's go ahead and go back to it. So I think buffing the repeat ball here is a good thing. I do worry. I want to also see alphas nerf, but that's a different problem that I've talked about forever. But I would be cool to see the repeat ball buff to 81%, for sure. People are asking no catch event. I don't have access to the region today. Okay, moving on. It's a long intro, but there's a lot of cool stuff to talk about. So this is from GB Weed, who is a PokeMMO legend. He's been in the game forever. He's been here for so freaking long. He's been so involved in the PvP scene for forever. It's like since I've been playing since 2013, I've seen his name around forever. Okay. And he asks, you know, he wants to see player-hosted automated gimmick tournaments. What happened to official gimmick tournaments like Little Cup, Monotype, Metronome, Level 100, 44, 1v1, etc.? We used to have so many of these tournaments in the past, and these days we're lucky if we get 1 per year. I know players used to be able to host automated tournaments, but we never see those nowadays. Is this still possible? And if so, could staff please consider the following? Allowing players to customize the rules of the tournaments themselves in order to let them host gimmick tournaments. As players, we used to only be able to host automated tournaments in official formats, OUU and U doubles. Make the tournament creation process easier or simpler. As an active player in-game and on the forums, I honestly have no clue how to even host these tournaments. I don't know how that works. I have no idea. He also brings up, like, with the BGC replacing doubles as an official format, I'm sure some players, not me, but will be interested in hosting the old school style of doubles. He basically is like, what happened to untiered tournaments? What happened to Little Cup was a really popular one, Monotype, right? And I super agree with him. This is something that I didn't really notice. It's really interesting. It kind of went by the wayside. I didn't really notice this. People always ask me why I don't host events or tournaments in PokeMMO. And the honest is, I do host. I host when I can, and I would always like to host more. It really comes out of time and energy, right? I love hosting things like fashion contests. I love hosting things like Shuntathons. By the way, a Shuntathon is coming up this May 31st, so I try to host tournaments when I can. Shuntathon coming up May 31st. Be there or be square. As well as I try to host like shiny ratings. I try to host these unique events. They're not PvP tournaments, but these unique events because it's what I can add to the game. I'm not a PvP player. I feel like it's a little out of my depth to host a PvP tournament, but I could see myself hosting like an untiered tournament or something like that maybe in the future, but I'm pretty far from that. But GB Weed is totally right. People used to ask me, why don't I host catch events? And my answer used to always be, there's so many community catch events. Why do I just add to the pile, right? Like, what's the point? What's the benefit, right? I'd rather spend my time and energy making videos or making content in a way that only I can versus making a 50th catch event when they already host 3 catch events a week officially, and then there was usually like 2 more unofficials. That's kind of changed. Not nearly as many people are hosting catch events and hosting unofficial events. There's still 3 official catch events a week, absolutely. But I was checking through the unofficial events page. There's not that many, man. It's kind of crazy. I was shocked. I kind of looked away for about a year or 2 in terms of those events, and they've all gone away. And I think it's really important. Maybe I didn't appreciate the community members who were hosting those events enough, you know? So it's important. I think it's an important thing to talk about and call out. And if you want to host an event in PokeMMO, use the unofficial events page. It's really fun, really cool way to get involved in the community. I might try to look to see what I can do, but once again, time and energy is definitely the hardest restricting factor. So it was a good point brought up by GB Weed. Next up, okay, one last order of business, and we'll get into hunting. There's a lot of important stuff today. This is really cool. This is video evidence, okay? I've actually been looking for this kind of thing forever. I think I've had this, but I forgot to show it for a long time. It has been known in the PokeMMO community forever that technically, if you encounter an alpha Pokemon and it's shiny and you run away or kill the alpha, you should be able to re-encounter the alpha and it still should be shiny, because the alpha you encounter is the same exact one. The same way, like, if you encounter an alpha, this is the same true for legendary Pokemon. If you encounter an alpha Pokemon, I think this is also true for legendaries, and you know, run over or whatever, whether it's, you can't like shiny hunt it, right? So like, I'm going for Moltres today. I got Moltres yesterday, but I failed it, right? The Moltres that I encounter today, re-encounter, cannot be shiny because the first one was already not shiny, right? So you can't like shiny hunt them in this way. Now it's been told to us by the devs for a very long time that with alphas, this was the case where if you found a shiny, you could like log out, kill it, whatever, and re-encounter it with some shiny. But no one was crazy enough to test it, because who would risk a shalpha Pokemon? Well, Kryptonito Gamer was brave enough, was the fucking king enough to test, okay? So he is involved, I believe, in the Spanish community. Shout out to him. A lot of love to him. This is a brave gamer right here. He went ahead and he got himself a shalpha crocodile in the wild, okay? This is insane bravery. Got himself a shalpha crocodile in the wild, okay? And then he had the fucking cojones to click Seed Bomb. To click Seed Bomb, kill a shalpha. Kill a shalpha. I'll show you guys the whole, we'll 2x speed it just for the visual. This man killed a shalpha, logged out, logged back in, reset the encounter, and re-encountered it. Boom, still shalpha. So we have physical evidence. Obviously, should we just trust the devs when they say something like this? Yeah, of course. It's something I've encouraged over and over again. But it's a scary thing to risk a shalpha. So I just understand, you know, I understand the hesitancy there. You know, sometimes glitches or bugs happen. Not that the devs would lie, but sometimes glitches or bugs happen. What if it doesn't work? What do you do, right? This is fucking cool. This is awesome. I thought this was just really, really based of Kryptonito. And he does go on to catch it. We can show the full-on catching. Beautiful. 2x31, as you can see there. As this is just very, very, very fucking cool. So shout out to him. Congrats to him. And thanks to him for testing that. This was uploaded like 9 months ago. I'm late to the party, but I thought it was cool to show this physical evidence of what a cool moment in PokeMMO. So we have that confirmed finally after a while. After like 2 years of alphas being in the game, we finally have it confirmed. All right, that's it for the intro. Thanks for watching. I'll see you guys with any important questions, comments, concerns. If you want to come into the stream live and ask me questions, to maybe be put into the stream recap. So hopefully, I'm sure if you have a question about PokeMMO, it's probably likely that someone else has the same question and maybe just doesn't want to ask or doesn't want to go through that trouble, which I super understand. So maybe come in, check it out. I'm going to go for Moltres, and I'll see you guys later. 24-minute intro, chat. What the fuck? We are cooking! Okay. Holy guacamole. Holy. Okay. What's up, chat? How are we doing? 24-minute intro. Holy guac. Holy. Okay. Delete this. Move this over. Boomba. Yappington. There's a lot to talk about, dude. Stream recap the long way. Why was that so good? Okay, only missed the intro. Yeah, if you only missed the 24-minute intro, fuck. Actually, Giga Chat. Okay. We do a quick. Now I have to do an Iron Man clip, okay? Behave, chat. Behave. Okay. Was it the Moltres? Yes. And you still won't catch it. Why are you being toxic? Okay. Or maybe I'm misunderstanding the. Okay. All right, we are back for another beautiful day on the Iron Man. Today, we are 1000% reclaiming the Moltres, okay? That's what today is all about. Now, I have a secret little backup plan in case we complete that early, but let's just get to it. We have a legendary fire chicken to achieve, fellas. Oh, I didn't even show... I don't have Sinnoh unlocked, Sohan. I appreciate the call, though. I didn't even show the live stream, but Boomba, chat. If you want to see the full story, check out episode 3 coming out this Sunday. Boomba. I should have paydayed that, but whatever. That's okay. We got it, boys. We got it. We got it. Ready to find Moltres and fail it? Maybe. Maybe Rumel. Perchance. What lures are you using? I'm thieving. I'm trolling. No lures while, what's it called? While playing the Iron Man, just because I don't know. It honestly might be worth it. I just don't know. I don't have the Pokeyen. If I have more Pokeyen to piss around, I'd probably start using lures. But, I don't... not yet. Not yet on the account. On a main account, use expert lures. They're super worth it. Super worth it. The funny thing is, okay, a beautiful thing about the, what's it called? A beautiful thing about legendary lures on the Iron Man account is that there's literally not a reason to pop them. If I actually get legendary lures on the Iron Man account, like through like the Ho-Oh refight, I can just pop them, which I think is kind of funny, you know? Yes, give me your IGN health insurance. Saying your name is so funny. Health insurance. No, dude, go for it. You guys are dude. I appreciate you, Yub. This is the perfect time. If I'm just sitting here paydaying, bro, this is the perfect time to go ahead and ask to be invited to the team. Just make sure you're online and unbusy if possible. I think it said you were currently busy. I think I got you there, maybe. There you go. Gamba? What? Okay, what Gamba do we do? Because I'm definitely gonna get the Moltres today. There's no way I don't get the Moltres today. What interesting Gamba could we do? Will Pat catch? Oh, will I successfully catch it? I think there's an argument there. Sadly, I think that's fair. If you catch it, yeah, it's fucked up, but yes, correct. Giga Chad. Ultra Ball, yoink. Free Ultra Ball, we take those. Thank you, Rumel. Thank you, dude. I'm down for that kind of Gamba. I mean, it makes sense. Understandable. The name Mike McMoney's. Player could not be found. Let me know if you typed it right. If you could retype it. What's the team, Pat? Oh, the new Iron Man team. If you want to join, Khaki, just give me your IGN. Welcome back, by the way. What were you? Do you mind if I ask what you were out of town doing? My biggest regret was back to my legendary. Dude, that's fair. But I respect. There's nothing. I respect a player who's like, you know what? Ooh, a silver powder. I'll take that. I respect a player who's like, you know what? I regret master balling an alpha, or I thought master balling an alpha or like legendary was worth it. There's a lot of people who like double down. Where they like master ball, like this happened a lot more during who remembers when legendaries came into the game for the first time, and it was the Johto beasts. The Johto beasts were first, correct? Johto beasts were in the game, and we found out about it by someone like wild encountering them, and people were like, oh, there's only Shaman, yes, oh my god, thank you, Tom. Shaman's a better example. When Shaman was introduced into PokeMMO, everybody was like, oh my, I'm finally the first legendary, technically mythical nerd emoji. I'm just gonna master ball because it's the only legendary in the game. You know I have 5 master balls, but it's the only legendary. Like, that's so cool to have it in a master ball, yada, yada, yada. And I told everybody, well, no, wait a minute, don't do that. If they're adding Shaman, there's definitely a chance they add more mythicals and more legendaries down the road. Look what happened. Now, if you have a Master Ball Shaman, well, all of a sudden you're like, oh, well, now what that happened was, oh, well, now I got a Master Ball all the legendary beasts. I'll still have 1 Master Ball left in case of emergencies. Master Ball all the legendary beasts. Then the legendary birds come out, and now you're like, fuck. Now you have 1 Master Ball left, 3 legendary birds to catch. You can't even finish what you started. Plus, now there's Jirachi. Now that, like, there's so many people, yeah, who did that. A little legendary. There's nothing to be. The beauty is there's nothing wrong with wasting like 3 Master Balls for the average account. It's so when Master Balls, for those who are asking what Master Balls are used for, Master Balls are used generally. To be fair, okay, there's the efficient answer and there's what makes you happy. And you know what's more important when you're playing a video game? The what makes you happy part. Okay, so if Master Balling a Bidoof brings you a sense of dopamine that you cannot achieve in any other way, go for it. I think that's fucking awesome. That's based. Have fun. Do what you want to do. However, it is inefficient. You should keep Master Balls for shiny Pokemon that can kill themselves you aren't prepared for. Things like Final Gambit Basculin. Things like, I always tell the example of one time I was shiny hunting in a Cerulean Cave with Lickitung and Wobbuffet, okay? I took one step to the left and encountered a level like 54 or 64 Electrode. If that Electrode was shiny, it 1000% would have had Explosion. And if I didn't have a Master Ball, it would have been able to kill it. If I didn't have a Dampmon on me, I was going for Lickitung and Wobbuffet, right? I wasn't prepared, and I have, thousands of hours in the game at that point. I didn't think about it. I thought in my brain, I'll only be seeing Wobbuffet and Lickitung. One step to the left in a cave, immediately got an encounter. All it takes. You just don't want to be in a situation where you waste Master Ball. Unless, once again, you get 5. So if you waste 3, 2 is probably still amazingly good. Like, it's up to you. Whatever you want to do, right? I have been playing the game for over 10,000 hours now, and I've never used a Master Ball to give you reference of like how rarely they're used. But that's also a little silly, It's finding the right balance for sure. It's finding the right balance. We all know you can't Master Ball a Bidoof. He'll just break out of it. I was trying to spread misinformation. That's a good point. Fair. Fair play. There's a really good, I totally respect that, Tobias. One of my favorite uses of Master Balls of all time was Neo Jost in Team Mister. He Master Balled a wild shiny Riolu over in like Challenger Cave. It took him like 38 phases to get to that Riolu. It was like an insane hunt. He was hunting it for like 2 years. He ended up with like 30 shiny Geodudes or like something crazy. Like, it was an insane amount of phases. And he was like, you know what? I'm gonna Master Ball the Riolu to prove that it was wild caught at this location, not bred. Obviously it says, but just even more, I think that's a perfect use of. Should you Master Ball a Shalpha in terms of efficiency? Probably not. But would I like look down on someone who Master Balled a Shalpha? No. I'd be like, I get it, dude. I totally get it. Yeah, Master Balling a shiny Hitmonchan. Like, there are instances where it's like, you know what? I think that's worth to fucking show off, Shiny that's purple. There's a lot of purple shinies. Things like Slowbro, things like Wurmple. If you get like a rare one, that might be cool to Master Ball, but yeah, fuck. There's Neo, by the way. Perfect. We're just blazing you, dude. Perfect caught. Perfect timing. Just Master Ball if you feel like it for real. Like, to some extent. I try to encourage, don't Master Ball. I think really don't Master Ball normal alphas. I think that is like a massive mistake. That's the main thing, but a lot of people do. It's okay to make mistakes. I've made a million mistakes in this game, right? If you Master Ball and then Breathe Them Out is destroyed, I believe so, yes. I believe that's correct. Yeah, alphas are like the worst. Alphas, and I really don't recommend legendaries, like, but, Hat probably. So true, Darth. You know me. I would never get mad at a chatter and overstream. I would never. What are other like non-mistakes I make? I would never get tilted and smash my keyboard. I would never catch the wrong age group of Pokemon. I would never click the wrong move in PvP and randoms. What's the? I make mistakes. I always say, if I don't make 20 mistakes in a stream, it's not a Patrouski stream. Let's be like, I feel like that's about right. If I don't make at least 20 mistakes, what are we doing? It's a great question. What does it mean when an item is written in yellow or red on the GTL? It's kind of an automated way of telling you, hey, this might be overpriced. It doesn't necessarily mean that it is. It's kind of like hey, just like so you know, over the past 2 weeks or so, this item is, hasn't been at this price or hasn't sold at this price. Now, there are certain items like Vampire Fangs or Holly Hair Clip that are almost always yellow, just because, and it's still a good thing. Like, oh, like maybe they haven't sold it. 20 minutes, kind of high. It's tough because there's so few of items like this. There's so few of them that it's tougher to know if that, like, I don't trust that. Trust that color like 50%. Maybe like 60 to 80, but it depends on the item. Don't trust it fully is what I would say. Yeah, I would never let a Payday pick up Meowth evolve. Like, I just don't make mistakes like that, guys. I would never fail to catch a legendary Pokemon. Like, so true, chat. So true. I have a Shuntathon coming up this weekend. This Saturday, I believe, 31st. May 31st, this Saturday, I have a Shuntathon coming up. If you don't know, it's where you shiny hunt in the same location as me, and if you get a shiny at the same spot that I'm at, we'll do a clip on this. Yeah, someone just said, hey, will you be hosting any event recently? I will be hosting a Shuntathon coming up May 31st this Saturday, okay? So be there or be square. It should be around 12 p.m. ET about when I start streaming. It might go live a little earlier, like when I wake up. Maybe like 10 a.m. at the earliest ET. We'll have to see. Thanks for the gifted sub. A Shuntathon, for those who don't know, is I'm going to be shiny hunting at a location. I'll make it very clear. And if you shiny hunt at the same location as me and you get a shiny in game, let me know. I'll spectate you. I'll, you know, get the proof, and then if I'll give you a free prize box Pokemon. So if you basically if you shiny hunt with me and you get a shiny Pokemon at the same spot, I will go ahead and you get like a little prize box Pokemon in return, which could be like a raid Pokemon, a PvP Pokemon, some sort of good statted Pokemon in general. I have a whole box on my main account. Now I will be participating in the Shuntathon with my Iron Man account. So it's also possible this Saturday we see the first ever shiny on the Iron Man. That would be really freaking cool. I will have to like log out. Now if someone gets a shiny, I'm gonna have to like switch over to my main account, do a lot of logging in and out to properly give out the prizes. But I think it's worth it to allow myself to shunt on the Iron Man instead of the main right now. So that'll be a lot of fun. Just be there to try to maybe see the first live Iron Man shiny would be awesome to see, and then also maybe win some shiny prizes. It's just a way to encourage people to go for certain shunts while also having a chance at an overarching prize. I don't think so, Kyles. I've talked about that. Well, I talked about that in my unreleased episode 3 nerd emoji of the Iron Man. But I don't think so. I don't think so. Off the Shuntathon. The problem is you can't just open up the regions. You always want to complete as many regions in PokeMMO as possible. Now, I can give you a quick little hack, Robo. So, okay. Quick little tip. If you want to complete some regions to be able to participate in the Shuntathon, my Iron Man only has Kanto, Hoenn, and Unova done. So, wink, wink, I'm only going to be shutting in those regions. I'm sorry if that, nixes some people, but those are probably the most popular regions, so hopefully you have those done. If you don't have either Kanto, Hoenn, or Unova done, I would recommend getting at least one of them done by Saturday so you could go ahead and, what's it called? Wait, what's wrong, Clarko? Clarko, thank you for the gifted sub over the top. Clarko, I got a lot of stuff to... I actually, dude, I ended stream yesterday, and I had talked so much, so fast, I had a headache and, like, couldn't, do anything for the rest. I need to work on talking less. I need to work on letting more people... I'm sorry. I don't want to do this, chat. I love you all very much. I think the most hurtful thing you can do to someone is make them feel ignored. I never want to make you feel ignored. I have to let more chats pass by. It's like putting a physical toll. It sounds really stupid, but it's like putting a physical toll on my body because I'm like trying to respond to I really don't want people to feel neglected. It's too much. I've gotta take a sec, get a breather in. I'm sorry if I Can ignore Tom more. Perfect. Thank you for volunteer as tribute, Tom. Thank you. You can only... So, I encountered Moltres, and then it struggled to death, Xenon. So, if you successfully catch the legendary, you cannot catch the same legendary again in that month. You can in 3 months when it rotates back. But, I'm only going for a Moltres. I failed the first one. Yeah, I appreciate the affirmation, Zern. Like, unironically. Togepi and Kanto. This is a great question. This is a quick question. Is it over at Island 5 with lures? I'm not on the right account to answer this. I was just want to get with this foe, but I can't remember this place. I'm a newbie. I'm gonna hop to the main account really quick to answer. It's a really quick question. One sec. You can encounter Togepi in the wild at Route 34 in Johto with a lure, or Togetic in Kanto, I believe. So you can do Route 34 in Johto. You have to pop this item called Expert Lures, or you could do Togetic at Island 5 using lures. Togekiss have a spot, or Togekiss. So if you have Sinnoh, Johto, or Kanto, you could go for Togepi, Togekiss, Togetic in any of those spots. You have to be popping lures though. Make sure that you're popping Expert Lures. How would I go about reacting to your Shadow Recap video? How would I go about you? Link me it on Discord. That's the best way, Jesse. I can't promise that I will, obviously, but that's amazing. Done with dubs. Congratulations, dude. That's 132k is fucking crazy, man. Congrats. Did you get it single encounter? That'd be amazing. Eggs is all. I mean, eggs is also great. I don't even like underestimate, but like, it's crazy. I'm new. Should I join a team? I think teams are beautiful. I fucking love teams in PokeMMO. Benefits of teams in PokeMMO. I have a video on it. I will link you. It's a harder one to Google, so I get that. Here is a video on the benefits of teams in PokeMMO. Then I also have a video on how to join a team PokeMMO. And you might be asking yourself, you know, why is it, you know, what do you mean how to join a team? Don't you just join one? Isn't it just easy? You just find someone, blah, blah, blah. I really recommend watching the how to join, because it matters. Like where you look for a team, determines the type of team you're going to find, if that makes sense. So these two videos will help you out there. Show what's up, Research Bear. My day's good, man. I woke up and I'm really slow and groggy in the morning. I woke up and I just made a thumbnail, did some like menial desk work, checked TCG player sales, like just did like little things. Is he gonna fuck me? Wait, did I just get fucked? This Heracross lived. I'm gonna try to catch this. Let's go Parasect. Okay. Yes, there's absolutely still room in the Iron Man team. Just let me know your IGN the way you just did, Iron Mort. Oh, don't kill yourself with recoil. Does he outspeed me? He probably does, doesn't he? But that's fine. Okay. If you want in the Iron Man team, let me know your IGN and try to be unbusy if possible in game, but I know it's tough to line that up always. See if I gotcha. Not sure if I gotcha. Gotcha. Okay. Hey, I'm gonna try to Ultra Ball this. How do you avoid burnout? I have a video on that somewhere. How to avoid. No. PokeMMO. I didn't put the PokeMMO part. I'm gonna be honest. I do feel like my advice for how to I have tips on how to avoid burnout. But it comes down to personal psychology. And like, I think me as a person, I really lucked out where I feel like I was built in a way. I don't want to say I'm built. I kind of am built. I'm a little built different. Okay. I feel like I'm built in a way where I fucking love grinding and I'm intense about it. And I just have this like severe willpower to not give up. I know that sounds really dumb, and it's not in every. I'm fat. It's not in every area of life, right? Do I have the severe willpower to not eat 2 cosmic brownies a day? No, right? But do I have the severe willpower to fucking grind YouTube, grind PokeMMO, grind old school RuneScape, like do? Yes, right? Like put a fucking piece of paper in front of me that asked for all my personal information, like fucking bureaucratic paperwork. I'll fold over like a fucking chair, bro. I hate it. Like certain things in life I'm really bad at. Certain things in life I'm really good at grinding. That's all it is, man. That's all it is. The RuneScape mindset, yeah, very much so. Should try Grinder. Oh, thank you, cats. Thank you. Did I link the? I linked the. Yeah, board of PokeMMO. I linked a board of PokeMMO, like how to fix burnout video, which I think should give general tips to help shake things up, but yeah, switching goals is one of the biggest things, and having multiple goals and yada yada yada. Is my Jeez, you are crazy today. Iron Blastoise. Let me try to get you. Let me know when you're unbusy. So obviously you were, you know, can't sit there and wait for me. I always say, like, I appreciate you guys trying to unbusy, but I'm reading chat, you know, a mile a minute. You can't, you're not, I don't expect you to just sit there and wait for me. Like, that would be insane, you know? Chat is wild today. Yeah, coming from extra big balls is correct. You know, chat is bonkers when extra big balls in Twitch chat says, yo, this chat is wild today. No worries, Scotty. I don't, once again, it's not, it wouldn't be fair of me if I was like, oh my God, like, come on guys, like, why are you busy? Like, you've probably been waiting like 3 minutes for me to see your chat message. Like, it's not, you're fine. No worries. I super feel that. There have been the part that makes me burn out the most. I 1000% agree, Robo Baby. I hate the Pokemon storylines, honestly. Yeah, I saw the Spirit Tomb. Spirit Tomb is weirdly a decent utility mon. High level ghost types just are relevant. But I don't want to go for it, dude. I don't I do not want to fucking, oh my goodness. Yo, what's up, chat? How you doing? Our Mr. Rage Baiter in chat. What's up? What's up? I'm free now. How you doing today, dude? Talking about Life Orb? Oh shit. Wait, where at? Is that true? Oh. Oh my goodness. I didn't even realize that. That's actually so good. But I should, okay. Someone in chat, another fellow Iron Man pointed out Toxic Orb is a reward for randoms PvP this season. Oh man, that actually would be so huge to get that for free. You can either, other than PvP, it's crazy how good PvP rewards are for Iron Man. Other than winning it from this as an Iron Man, the other two options for getting one are buying it with BP, or, which is, you don't want to, BP is so precious on Iron Man, you really don't want to waste that. Or you can technically farm, I believe Mucks have a chance of holding them. However, it's really low. Like, it's like, I think 1% or less. It's like a really, really, really low chance. I believe they have a chance, if I'm not mistaken. But there's a reason why they're so expensive, is because they're not like common to find, you know. For reference, Toxic Orbs on the GTL cost, well, they've gone down. These be like 80k, now like 60k. But it's a tough item to get for sure. Maybe I'll grind a little bit of randoms and just see how it feels, see if it's fun. But I just really didn't have fun this season once again, obviously. You know, it's gonna be faster. Hell yeah, it might be. It might be. Hilariously. It's a good thing to, it's really interesting the different avenues you have, you know? Iron Lito, gotcha. And for the sub. Gotta read your name properly. Give me 1 sec. iSouls. iSouls. Thank you so much, man. The tier 1 sub. I'm honored to fucking have it, dude. Hopefully the content's been helpful, you know, entertaining, good background content, second monitor stuff while you're grinding. Much love to you, dude. How to do your dragon movie? Me and my wife will probably go watch it, just because something my wife, my big present this year, my wife got me and her a local movie pass to our local like movie theater. So we pay like $22 a person monthly, and then we can go see unlimited one movie per day for free is the real. So I've seen how many movies? I actually have a movie. We actually watched a movie last night. I can talk about, I guess, for movie Patrouski take. We'll save that for later. I like to save the movie Patrouski take for the end of the stream, because I know it's not everybody's cup of tea. Was Jonathan already? Not in terms of locations. Jimmy got picked. Is that the Shizu? Is that the last one? Is that what we needed, or did he finish his trio? We need Pan Sage for the team decks, right? But that's. Is that his trio complete? His last one? That's fucking crazy. Let me actually, here. That's worth hopping over to the main to see. He's been going for that for so long. It's his third one. He still needs Pan Sage. No! Okay, I logged on, gave him a GZ, and I'm gonna hop back to the Iron Man. That's... He still needs it, but I don't have it in decks? Yeah, fuck. Okay, gotcha. Damn. Gotcha. Dude, it's been really... Can I say... Yo, can I quickly say, it's been really wholesome. People have been chatting it up in the Iron Man team, bro. Also, we're up to 51 members now, which is crazy. How fast people have joined. How many people have created Iron Man accounts is wild. Once again, if you want to join, try to hit me up on a live stream and let me know your IGN. And dude, people have been talking strategies. Like Iron Bojo just said, yeah, I started in the Hoenn region for Smeargle and the Breloom catch spots, with the best XP spot for a long time being the Battle Frontier. That's a really good decision. Like it's cool to hear the discussions, the conversations. Like, yo, I just beat Tate and Eliza. Like the progress. It's been really cute, man. The Iron Man community has been very, despite being very introverted accounts, they've been very social in the team chat, and it's been really cute to see. So shout out to everybody in the team. It's been really cool. It's just a team for communication, talk, and progress, and strategies discussions and what's going on. Like it's good to know like what PvP rewards are relevant, you know, within these next 2 weeks. What what PvP tournaments to keep an eye on, right? What catch events are coming up, right? It's just general keeping up to date with other Iron Man players. It's been a lot of fun, dude. It's been really wholesome. Best source for Iron Man. It's kind of crazy. But yeah, the best source for Iron Man methods is fucking team chat. That's so interesting. I'll read it one day surely. Did I miss there's so much to do, guys. Iron Berry, I got you. 3rd time's the charm. It is, you know what? It is. Because it worked. Player could not be found. Make sure you're typing your IGN correctly. There was extra spaces there. Maybe this would work. Yeah, I don't know why that... Maybe it was my fault. I think I copy-pasted some extra spaces. Okay, you're good. There you go. My fault. IGN your. Just make sure, are you an Iron Man account? Not to... Make sure you are an Iron Man account. It is an Iron Man only team. It's not just for everybody, you know? If you're not an Iron Man account, I'm so sorry. I don't want you in this team. I know. You should just join another amazing team that, you know... There's plenty of great teams in PokeMMO. There's an impact. You've convinced me. For an Iron Man account, Daicho, it's really tough to say because Hoenn's a good argument. Hoenn's a really good argument for the XP trading spot. I'm not gonna lie. I liked Kanto to speed through it out of game knowledge. I think Unova. I think the 3 that I did, you know, Unova. It depends on what you want to do. I don't know. There's not really a wrong answer. It's so tough. First catch event? Yo, congrats. I love catch events, man. Yeah, I did Kanto, Ho, and Unova. Big man Blastoise. Okay, bro got a level 100 Blastoise. It's a good fucking... Nice fall swipe, actually. Nice. An EQ on it. My starter's rotting in my box. Yeah, I do get that. How's my Pokedex looking, by the way? I wonder if it's worth to... Okay, so I need to get the fire ability patch. That's the most important one. And I picked the fire starter in Unova. No. I picked grass. But I do fire in Hoenn. So completing the Hoenn Pokedex is going to be big. Okay, good to know. Good to double check on. That is true, Yub. Hopefully the trust system is enough, Yub. If someone lies about being an Iron Man just to get into the Iron Man team, they've probably got bigger problems in life. That feels... I'm not worried about it. Like, if it happens, we'll try to get rid of them, but it would not be very... It'd be so uncool. It's like, how could someone be that uncool, you know? Justified Iron, I'll get you in. What's up, dude? think I must have typed it. I think I'm copying wrong on my end somehow. Let me see. It says the name couldn't be found. Justified. Let me know if I'm doing something wrong or if it's missed. Dude, if you could type it again. Sorry, man. Yeah, I can't. I'm not worried about it, you know, Cody. Koobster! Koobster, you have Unk status. Koobster, one of the... Dude, if you don't know Koobster, what are you doing, bro? Koobster, one of the OGs, like genuine OGs of my community. One of the biggest supporters of my community for a very long time. Dropping the 31-month Twitch sub. And he's supported on YouTube before that, so he's been here for even longer. That's... It's always fucking lovely to see Koobster. How you doing today, dude? How you doing, man? Yeah, no, dude, you're spitting facts, Zernfault. Yeah, what's the point of being in an Iron Man team if you're not an Iron Man? You would benefit. I totally agree. You would benefit more from being in a non-Iron Man team as a main account. Absolutely. Gotcha. No, I appreciate. Sorry about that mix-up, William. I'm sorry I couldn't find the name. Oh, if you're not online, though, unfortunately, I wish it worked. It's unintuitive, William. I wish it worked better. I wish you could invite someone to a team and it like went to their mail. But if you're offline, I literally can't invite you to the... You have to be online at the same time as me when I send the invite and unbusy. It's kind of a pain. Sorry about that. Yeah, dude. Sunburn over the weekend. Whew. Bummer to hear. I don't know. Sunburn fucking sucks. It really, depending on the severity. I feel like as a kid growing up, I like didn't give a shit. I was like, you'd brush it off. Now that I'm older, the last time I was sunburned, it was so bad. It was because I went to like a friend's place for his birthday in like South Carolina, I think, and the sun was just... as a Marylander, I fucked up. I underestimated the South Carolina sun, and anybody who's from like North Carolina or South Carolina can vouch for this. The South Carolina sun fucking cooked me, bro. I put on like as much sunburn as sun's block as possible. I got fucking cooked, bro. Holy shit. I just burn and get whiter. Yo, that's fucking so real. I'm very fucking pale if it's not obvious. Oh, wait, let me actually... Yeah, dude, the last sunburn I had specifically was really brutal. There should be plenty of spots. I don't want you to stress about that, William. 53 out of 150. We're chilling, man. Allergic in the child. Or dogs to be allergic in the childhood. Like sun. Damn. IGN Ditto. Yes, I can. Right, I think I got you. Of course, Ditto. Golf in Texas. Yeah, I can't, dude. That I can't imagine. What's something like I've never had it? It really is just like a stinging burn. Like, it's pretty like... Now that I'm trying to describe it, I feel like sunburn feels like exactly how it's portrayed in movies. Am I wrong? I genuinely feel like it's like you press the sunburn and there's like a sting like pins and needles, like burn pain that happens. That's pretty much, but it just depends. Like, your average sunburn is not that bad. Like, it just depends on the severity. There's just certain severities of sunburns are just so bad that it's like really fucking painful, you know? Your average sunburn's honestly not that bad. It also, your skin feels hot. That's a big, if that's a big one, is like, if you're sunburnt, like, if you sunburn your face, yeah, sunburn always feels like your skin is releasing heat. That's a good way to put it. If you burn your face like radiates heat and you feel like hotter, and that's miserable. Like a normal burn, but from the sun. True. Is it worth to try an Iron Man even if I don't have much time to play? That's a really good question. My honest answer is I don't know. Like, okay. This is a really good question. Broach asked, is it worth to try an Iron Man account even if I don't have too much time to play? It's really tough. The answer is that the honest answer is it just really depends on what your goals are and what you want to do. I think that they're absolutely, like, Iron Man accounts are accounts that take more time, right? However, they're also more satisfying. I felt this way with RuneScape or old school RuneScape a lot, where like for certain, even if you don't have that much time, for certain players, playing an Iron Man account is better because the things that you achieve, like beating the storylines, will feel meaningful and will feel better versus on a main account. If you beat a storyline, it doesn't really feel like anything, honestly, in my opinion. So it just depends. If you're a casual player, you don't have too much time to play, but your goals aren't lofty. Like, you don't want to like get an egg shiny on an Iron Man, right? If you have like decent goals, like, oh, you want to just like create a catching problem and, you know, blah, then I think maybe it is worth the try. Maybe it would be more fun for you. You know, it really depends. You have to really just try it to see, and watch other people play their accounts and see if that process seems fun to you. There is a lot. An Iron Man account is a lot of, I want to do thing A, but before I can do thing A, I have to do thing B. But also I have to do things C and D and E and F. It's a lot of like, oh, to do this one thing, I have to do 5 other sub things to unlock the ability to do this thing. And that is really fun and satisfying for some people, but also for some, it's very tedious, very overexhausting, and just disincentivizes them playing the game the way they want to. So you got to find what's best for you. It's a boring answer. It's just tough. It's going to be different per person. Level of challenge you want. It's tough. I was with guys. RuneScape has a main select. If yes, is it more like WoW or Tibia? Probably more like. I haven't played Tibia, but I know of it. It's probably more like Tibia. But RuneScape is very much its own. Obviously, its own thing for sure. Not to, you know. I just not kill the hair. No, there we go. Okay, there we go. Yes, you can whisper on mobile without being on. Yes, you can, Ash. Great question, Ash. You can type. It's a command though. You can type /W, then a space, and then Iron Patrouski with no spaces, and then a space after typing my username, and then type the message or the Pokemon you want to send. So /W space my IGN space the message. Instead of Iron Man, it gives me a reason to do things I normally wouldn't. Yes, yes. I think that's. It's yeah. Yo, what's up, Chatterman? It's every day now. I stream Monday through Thursday. Chatterman, Chatman. I stream Monday through Thursday at 12 p.m. ET is my normal stream schedule. You really need a good bit of time to enjoy PokeMMO. I think you do in a lot of ways. I mean, if you don't want to like just replay the storylines for nostalgia, I think that's fine to do it on PokeMMO, but definitely good to know what you're getting in. It's an MMO. The end game is going to be grindy, you know? I think a lot of Pokemon fans get into PokeMMO and they don't like grinding or don't like MMOs, and they don't really know what to expect, and they realize like, oh fuck, I don't like this game. But a lot of Pokemon fans get into the game expecting a Pokemon, but in reality, it's an MMO, you know. Chatman. No. I think for Chatman, got you, Chatman. Oh, that's so fair. I noticed the At Iron Love, okay. It is just first come, first serve right now, so we got like 150 or 56 people in the team. People on the Iron Man team were discussing last night whether or not Pokemon that trade evolve should be allowed to be traded. Thoughts? This is the most debated rule, I think. It's the one that I've gone back and forth on. I am going to disallow personally on my account. I think it could be like up for discussion. I am going to personally disallow trading evolution Pokemon because you can catch them in the wild with lures, right? So you can still complete the Pokedex. You can still like play the game as normal and still get those Pokemon. But if you want, the difficult part is if you want a competitive Conkeldurr, for example, which is a trade evolution Pokemon, you only have 2 options. You have to wild catch a comp in Twist Mountain with a lure, Or you could actually win it from the PvP rewards, which is honestly one of the better. I think that's cool. I think it's actually, in my opinion, I think it's very cool to have certain Pokemon that's like extra difficult to get them as competitives. Things like Alakazam, things like Conkeldurr. I think that's cool. So if you see a Iron Man with a comp of one of those, you're like, holy shit, that's like even more impressive than the normal Iron Man thing, which is already crazy. And yeah. All right, I see your price check. Ooh, you got a fucking good Pokemon here. Okay. For those who don't know, Alpha Drillbur is very expensive because Mold Breaker, hidden ability, X Drill is very. This is an adamant nature. This is very good. This is very good. I'm gonna look for hidden ability. I'm not gonna work the alpha, but the hidden ability, yes. We'll do 31, 31, 20, 20. See what comes off of that first check. We see 850k, but it's 5 times 31. What about adamant? We see, okay, it might not be too bad of a price check. Might not be too difficult, thankfully. We see 1.1 mil, but he has an extra 31, missing speed. I would probably just go, kind of a boring answer. I'd probably just go 1 mil on this, I think. Unless I'm missing something. You could go 1 mil 50k for sure. For sure. If you want to do that. Well, maybe not. I would go 999,999 if that makes sense. Oh, he wants to add speed? He wants to breed it. Sorry if I'm missing that. Where's Ash Cheek at? Okay. Got you. Okay. So if you were to add the speed, that does, yeah, that just does absolutely changes. That's a pretty easy price check. If you were to add the speed, oh, it'd be 30 Spadef as well. That's so nice. But these are so, there's no other alpha. I see what you're saying. There's no alpha, but there is hidden ability. The problem is the alphaness shouldn't add, in my opinion, like that much value over the hidden ability. But it's hard to say. This one's only been up for 9 hours. This is a tough price check. If you're valuing in the alphaness, which I think you should on this, I would go like 1.2 to 1.3 mil, I think, is what I would go. Because someone who wants the alphaness is going to be willing to pay for that. And if they see they could buy one that's 1.5 mil, I would go 1.3, maybe even one, anywhere from 1.2 to 1.350 ish, maybe 1.4, anywhere from 1.2 mil to 1.4 mil. I think that's probably right. EV Unova, is there a EV? Is it a swarm or alpha? EV Unova Bridge, yo, huge. Alpha Floatzel Sinnoh. Sinnoh cringe. Okay, that's huge. So yeah, hopefully that helps you, Ash. It's a really good price check, Ash Cheek. I would go 1.2 to 1.4. I'm gonna warn you, Ash Cheek, it's decently likely a Pokemon at that listing doesn't sell within the first cycle. And if it does, and you want to quickly or sell it, you can lower the price from like down like 100k each time. Don't you dare go below like 1.2 or 1 point, like, yeah, don't go below 1.2. But that's, yeah, in my opinion. Good luck, man. That's a great Pokemon. Okay. Apparently, there is a Eevee Swarm, which would be really fucking cool for the account. Yeah, dude, you don't want to end up in the devious. I've ended up in the devious lick channel, dude. It happens, man. Price checking Pokemon's complicated. A lot of things to factor in. You end up in the devious. You end up. It's a lick or get licked world, you know? At some point, you're going to end up in the devious licks. And that's okay to some extent, you know? All right. Beautiful. Beautiful, dude. I can even use my catching fucking Chmeemer now, which is awesome. Alrighty, fellas, we have ourselves an Eevee Swarm over by Village, Bridge, and Unova. Really, really good swarm. I mean, Eevee's a great Pokemon. Evolutions are all over the place in all the different tiers. Excited to head over to this, hopefully get some decent catches. I don't think, yeah, Wild Swarmers do not have a chance of hidden ability, so there's no chance of that here. But I will take 4 easy EV encounters, whereas normally EVs would be much more difficult to encounter. So they're level 63. It's so high. I'm gonna go for these catches and hope for some good IVs. 31 defense, 31 speed, and 31 attack are the big ones. 31 attack is the least relevant stat on an EV for sure. Someone said, why are you using Breloom, by the way? I'm on a different account, chat, man, if you're not familiar. I'm on the Iron Man account. I don't have a Breloom on this account. Flareon's ass. Flareon's the only, I guess, Flareon, like Leafeon. There's like a few physical attacker EVs, but they're not good. It's been, dude, I'm happy to hear that, Blitz. The game has changed a ton, man. I appreciate you watching. I couldn't make the videos without people like you watching, dude. It's an honor. I say it over and over again, Blitz, but I'm just lucky to live in an era where people love this game the way that I do. It's fucking awesome. Why not just get Breloom? Question mark lol. Or I assume we're me. Stop. Don't rage bait me. It's Chill Tuesday, Chad. Okay. Yesterday was Mad Monday. Today is Chill Tuesday. You can use dust balls as nighttime. That was a meme. Sorry. No. At least I knew it was. Yeah. Did you decide to not? You're either rage baiting, chat man, or take a sec to think about it. Because come on, like, just yeah. You can only work on one goal at a time, man. No more rage baiting, fellas. Yes, Iron Snack. If you're genuinely asking, which I understand, it's just because I haven't gotten to it, you know, my bad. No, I'm sorry. No, if I'm okay, it's not your fault. The problem is I'm getting a lot of people asking me, why haven't you done this? Why haven't you done that? Because there's only so much time and energy, you know. It's kind of like a mother-in-law who's like, why haven't you gotten a better paying job? Why haven't you gone to the gym? Why haven't you blah blah blah? And it's like, bro, I'm fucking doing everything I can, bro. Like, what do you? There's only so much time in the day, you know. You don't want to be that person, right? Why haven't you done my mom? True. I will take a 31 Spatak EV all day. That's definitely one of the better IVs I could have gotten. Now, the only thing with Eevee is that I really need Ditto catchers for it. Or I need Dittos, because I think 87.5% of EVs are male in the wild. Only 12.5% are female. So you're going to need some Dittos to breed these up for sure. I would love to get a Breloom. The problem is Brelooms are going to take a long time. Number one, Brelooms are... number one, to actually explain here. Let me actually do a... Here, I've noticed while I'm live, I'm getting a lot of questions like, why haven't you done all the regions, Patrouski? Why haven't you gotten the catching Breloom? You know, why haven't you done this, Patrouski? And the honest answer is, there's only so much time and energy, guys. I'm playing this account 10 hours a day. I can only get to stuff so fast. The real answer is why I haven't gone for something like a catching Breloom yet is because, well, first things first, I had to get a catching Smeargle, right? The catching Smeargle itself took a full day to get one, to XP train, to EV train, to level up, right? We got to keep in mind, I've only been on this account for 14 days, 15 days, a little over 2 weeks, right? I've done a lot of things, right? Things just take time and energy, right? That Breloom that, on a main account, yeah, you could just go buy a Breloom, but on an Iron Man account, I have to go get the soaked Smeargle first before I can go effectively catch the Breloom, right? So now that I have the Smeargle, yes, I could go soak and false up and spore and catch the Shroomishes a lot better, but then I have to, actually catch a good Shroomish, possibly breed one up. That takes Pokeyen, that takes resources, that takes Everstones, which I don't have right now, because I can't effectively farm Everstones. So to farm Everstones, I gotta get a first Pokemon. To get a first Pokemon, I had to get a soaked Smeargle. So there's just a lot of things that require other things. It's not that I'm just not going to go do it, it's just I can only do things so fast. So to all the people who keep asking me questions like, why haven't I done this? Why haven't I done that? I'm getting to it. You don't want to be that nagging mother-in-law who's like, why haven't you gone to the gym? Why haven't you gotten a better paying job? Why blah blah blah? Like, just it takes time, man. It takes time, okay? And it's really important to I appreciate the patience, okay? I really do. I show all my progress in all my videos and stuff like that, right? So if you want to see why I haven't done something, just watch all the videos and see what I've been spending my time on, right? Breloom is a big one. Breloom on my list of goals. Breloom is also one of the slowest Pokemon to XP train in all of PokeMMO. Breloom takes, I believe, 1.6 million XP to reach level 100 versus 800k for Smeargle. So it's literally double the time it takes to get a level 100 Breloom versus Smeargle. So a lot of things to factor in there. Things just take time on an Ironman account. That's the reality of it. I appreciate your patience, appreciate your understanding through all the different trials and tribulations, through each goal individually. Whew, there we go. There we go. The method I go to get Dittos is going to change throughout the account. Right now, I've just been doing Magikarp strat because it's a good beginner, easy strat, right? Yeah, thankfully I have some extra Pokeyen, so I can buy ability pills. It's not too bad. Translation, he's too lazy. Okay, I know you guys are rage baiting, but why are you so good at rage baiting? Fuck you. Okay, anyways. We go, stop being so good at rage baiting. We go back to Kanto, go for Moltres. Oh, under Breloom. Breloom is the best. This is a good question. Breloom's the best catching Pokemon in PokeMMO because it sustains really well. It has really good damage. It is able to not have to worry about burns or paralyze statuses because of Poison Heal. You just poison it with a Toxic Orb. It's the best catching Pokemon in PokeMMO is the short answer. It's a great question. Yeah, how dare fucking Klingleberry actually ask a great question for new players versus the rest of chat just fucking rage baiting. I appreciate you, Barry. You are appreciated here. Let's go Kanto. Let's go back for Moltres. Let's go. Okay. Pattern Bush, I guess. Dude, have a great... Dude, I appreciated your chat today, Zern. Much love to you, man. Have a good one, dude. Stupid BMX. Yo, true. Actually real. Actually real. Where is Monkey? Oh, man. That is sad. Check pinged wrongly. Oh, man. If I was told there was a monkey and then there was no monkey, I'd be sad, too. I'm sorry, man. It's actually a downhill bike. Yo, that was the nerdiest Clarko has ever sounded in my entire life. I love Clarko. But when I was like, yo, nice BMX bike, Clarko, you look so cool in this picture. Compliment. And he was like, actually, it's not a BMX bike. It's a downhill bike. That was the funniest shit. That was really funny. That was a really good, might have been the funniest thing you could say there. That is really funny. I'm about to go drive a fucking Ferrari. Yeah, well, it's funny because Clarko is like a Giga Chad, mountain climbing car, bro. So you don't get a whole lot of nerd emoji Clarko. Usually Clarko's not that nerd emoji. This is a rare time where Clarko was nerd emoji, which was kind of funny, you know? We got to get him on the nerd emoji when we can, you know? I don't think so, Shiny Hunter, but I could be wrong. I know you're just memeing, but I like to keep political names even out of chat, dude. I'm sorry, just because it's just not an environment that I want to foster. I'm sorry, man. I know it's just a funny lay meme and you should be able to ask that, but unfortunately it makes people go crazy, so I'm sorry, man. How long does Swarms last? I think 15 minutes? Yeah, there you go. So Night Chat, there you go. The Rage Baiter himself also helping out in chat. Giga Chad. Giga Chad. Right by. Have a good day, Clarko. We do love you, even if you ride BMX bikes. That's okay. Have a good one, dude. Much love to you, man. But have a good one, dude. You'll be able to get there? Yeah, it's tough, dude. Good luck to you. Good luck to you, Robo. You need... Okay, where... Okay. No more rage baiting. No more rage baiting. It's Chill Tuesday, chat. How did fly so late? Yes, that is, dude. It really stands out to me. You're so right. It really stands out to me how late you get fly in Hoenn. It's actually so true. Wants to give up on rage baiting? Yeah, a little bit. Yeah, a little bit. Maybe just put it on pause. Got 58 people in the team now. It's awesome. Tug to... That is... I know what you're referring to. That might... be one of the funniest. I don't even know if I can talk. I don't know the beef. One of the funniest clips I've ever seen on Twitch was XQC being like, I did not call them tugs. I don't know the context, but it was really funny. And everybody was like, what are you saying? I swear I did not call them tugs. Does anybody know what I'm talking about? That was one of the funniest clips. Me and my wife like fucking pissed ourselves laughing at that. Holy shit. Anyways. What are we doing, summer events? We never know. We never know. You alone on this one? That's okay. That's okay. Every time something lives, I want to catch it, but I don't know if that's actually worth it. I don't remember if making money with it. What should I recommend? I have a video called, the problem with recommending money making methods is there's a lot of questions I have to ask before I can properly recommend you money making methods. I have videos on the topic, Hydro. So here is 63 money making methods in PokeMMO. And then there's also a video called, there's also a playlist. Yeah, this is a video with 63 different money making methods, and it's best to just find the best one that works for you, you know? And then there's also a playlist on my channel called PokeMMO Money Making Methods, which has over 113 videos, I believe. There'll be something for you in this playlist, you know? The best way to find the best money making method for you is going through the resources and then cross-referencing, oh, do I have a catching umbrella for this? Do I have this amount of Pokeballs? Like, what do I, you know? It depends on what you have, you know? Yo, what's up? Chuck, right? How you doing? If I remember. What's up, dude? How you doing, dude? I'm doing good, man. Just going back for that Moltres, grinding the Iron Man mode on PokeMMO, which I've enjoyed a lot. I don't think you do, Zenan, but I could be wrong. I think Ditto just joined it. He has, like, I think he just created his account. What are there ad fees from watching this? What does that mean? What do you mean? Yeah, hopefully a method there helps you, Hydro, and let me know if you need more help beyond that. If you can't find something, you know. Firstly, congratulations. 10 mil is a really fucking nice chunk of change. From there, it sounds like you got to create some goals, right? Like a lot of the MMO experience is creating money to pursue your goals, you know, making money. But a lot of people, a lot of newer players make money for the sake of making money and reach a point where you're like, well, now I have all this money. What do I even do with it? What was the point, right? And you got to have some goals. You got to, you know, go for collect a certain vanity, go for a certain shiny Pokemon, a certain shiny hunt. Maybe have certain competitive Pokemon, PvP mons. I do really recommend saving some Pokemon for October. Now, it's pretty far, so if you want to spend it down and make it back, you can absolutely do that. But I do have something called... I do have a video called 63 things to buy in PokeMMO, don't I? I don't advertise that one enough. I have 63 things to buy. I have a lot of videos, it turns out. I have 63 things to buy in PokeMMO, which is all about, you know, what you could spend your money on and help you set your goals for stuff like that. There you go. Why is it always 63? It's because the first video, the first guide that really took off on my channel was 63 tips for beginners in PokeMMO, and 63 was just as many I could think of. So now I stick to that number. Yeah, I had 10 mil, and now I have under 1 mil after building a comp team. It's expensive, man, for sure. I'm not really in challenges with the easy explanation for the Iron Man is that is an account that cannot trade or use the GTL, and that doesn't change the storylines too much, but it monstrously changes the end game and things like raids, things like PvP Pokemon, things like just getting utility. Everything's harder and takes longer. You have to farm your own Pokemon. Certain things like PvP and Battle Tower become meta for like earning battle points to get your own choice bands, toxic orbs, specs, starfs, etc. There's a lot of things like that. And I have a video. If you type you're in YouTube chat, I can link you the PokeMMO Iron Man episode 1. This video explains it. I probably should be linking that instead of trying to re-explain it every time. There you go. This video will explain the first. You don't have to watch the whole 3-hour video. Don't worry. The first 5 minutes. The first 5 minutes explain the game mode. 3 ways to rage bait. Now we're talking. No, that's not. It's not stupid at all. It would be. It wouldn't be called an Iron Man. It would be called something else. It would be called like a team man mode or team Iron. Like, yeah, group Iron Man is a thing in old school RuneScape. It is basically. I don't want to say downgraded. No, no, definitely not. It's like a more social. It's easier than playing an Iron Man mode objectively, because you can have other people help you and grind and yada yada yada. But it's also more social and fun, and like you can divvy up jobs. You know, with a group Iron Man, you could have one person doing the payday pickuping, right? You could have one person hunting the legendaries. You could have which is really cool, right? It's cool that you can like. It's an easier mode because you have obviously more of that, whatever. But yeah, you have your own little economy within the team. Yeah, that's cool, man. Yes, if you have less time to play the game, things like Group Iron Man is like way better. That's actually super true. It's a downgrade is not the right word, but like a slightly easier version of Iron Man with different positives and negatives for sure. It's a cool little challenge, mini challenge. What is it, paint? It really is, man. I gotta find a better way. I think I'm on to a better way. I think I'm on to something in terms of Everstone farming. I gotta get there. I did I almost did a 63 like mistakes to avoid in Pokemon, but I think I ended up scrapping it. I got to like 27 or something like that. 10 legendary. Well, firstly, I really don't. Obviously, you already did it, but I really don't recommend popping legendary lures, especially if you're like a newer. If you're like filthy rich in Pokemon, go ahead and pop legendary lures. If you're not, please, that is a sucker's bet. That is like buying scratch offs, right? If you want to do it for fun, more power to you. You're not gonna make profit. Like legendary lures cost like 300,000 to 400,000 Pokeyen per hour to use. They're so disgustingly expensive. I really don't recommend them. They're so fucking expensive. Different running to farm more. Yeah, it depends on how many hours. 80. So a legendary hunt takes like 20 hours on average, and that's if you're hunting efficiently. Use expert lures. Expert lures are good. So expert lures, and then a swarm or illuminate Pokemon of some type, and then run back and forth. If you're trying to hunt a legendary on a main account, don't payday pick up like I'm doing, unless you want it. If you want to, you can, but it's less efficient. You get half the encounters per hour, if not less. It just takes like 20 hours on average to hunt the legendary efficiently. You know, it takes a long time. So expert lures, I don't know about legendary lures, but like expert lures, you go through about 10 an hour. So 80 is like 8 hours. No guard also, there's a ton of abilities that do the same thing. So that's 8 hours. And then I don't know about legendaries is 10. So you've probably spent around 9 hours, maybe 10, hunting the legendary, at least efficiently, right? That's like half of the average, and you could go 30 hours, 40 hours dry, right? But you're at it's like being like, hey, I'm at 15,000 encounters, where's my shiny? Well, you're not even halfway to the rate, you know? Like, you gotta it's hard. It's not to like underplay your grind. It's 10 hours of running back and forth is hard, man. Pokemon's a hard game, you know? I wish you the best of luck. I hope you get it as soon as possible. Great question, Arthur. I have a video that explains it. I will link you it in 1 sec. Why it's never worth to sell an OT shiny PokeMMO. It's an old video, but everything here still is correct. Here is the video explaining the argumentation. Feel free to disagree, Arthur, if it's best for you. Yeah. There is a person where selling your first OT shiny is fine, but I would say that person is like one out of every 100, or maybe even 1 out of every 1,000 people. Like, it's pretty rare that it's, but I could be wrong. They're involved buying 3-run Pokemons. Yeah, it's tough, man. Mistakes happen. I made so many mistakes in PokeMMO, you know. Yeah, don't evolve your payday pick me out. That's a good idea. Good tip. Good tip. You definitely don't need you definitely do not need Thunder status, don't need charm. The odds are What's the encounter? It's Shroomish 10% in Pelibird Woods. More power to I like saying, hopefully when I say more power to you, people don't take it as an insult. I genuinely mean it as like, you know, do your own thing, like, you know, best of luck. Like, hopefully that's not a fuck point. The odds of getting Shroomish, I really don't recommend. I can tell you the average hours it would take. Let me think about it. Is it true that devs nerfed all the money making? No. Whoever said that is down bad. That's so not true. Whoever said that is a cynical, they're down bad. They're not in reality. That's so not true. Certain things have been nerfed, but they also after they were buffed, that's the, yeah. The amount of times, it really makes me laugh, but also frustrated. The amount of times, the amount of players that got so mad over the strings nerf makes me like belly laugh. Okay, let me explain the strings nerf and what happened. Okay, let me do a history lesson. Okay, let me take you back to 2020 PokeMMO. Okay, in 2020, I can't even think about it further. Let's just start. In 2020 PokeMMO, you had a basic double Typhlosion Jimmy Run strategy, okay? And you'd make about 180 to 220,000 Pokeyen per hour. This was the most Pokeyen you could make in PokeMMO per hour by far for a long time, right? Because back in the day, the best Pokeyen per hour, you could do like what were called island runs for like 100k an hour, or Everstone farming for 80k an hour back when Everstones were 20k a piece, right? Those were your best money making methods back in like 2013 to 2015. Then we got access to Jimmy running in around 2020 / maybe a little earlier, but like 2021 it really became popular, right? So 2021 we have basic double Typhlosion Jimmy run strats, right? Then we evolve into like Torkoal Whimsicott, like setting up for them to do every gym, yada yada yada. Eventually Jimmy run strats go from like 180k to 220k up to, oh wow, now you can make like 250k profit. That's really good. Up to another buff, we can make like 280k and like player evolvement. Okay, now you can do like 280k an hour. Holy shit, that's so good. Now you can do like 300k an hour profit. Holy fuck, that's so, wow, it's getting better and better. Now they add teleport portals, and now it's even better. They add more regions. They add Johto. Now it's even better. Oh wow, now you can make up to like 400,000 Pokeyen in profit per hour. Oh shit, now people are combining E4 runs plus runs. Now you can make like 500k in 1 hour of profit. Holy shit, things are fucking crazy now, right? We went from making 180k to 500k an hour, and then it gets nerfed from 500k to 450k, and the whole player base goes, what? Bro, what? No, bro, what? Why would you nerf it? What? I don't understand. It got buffed for 5 years in a row, and then you get one nerf in the whole community. Wah! It's fucking I don't get it. I will never. I do get it. I do get it. It's literally just like short-term thinking, and just like you don't know the history. It drives me fucking crazy, dude. It's so infuriating. I will never understand having such a strong opinion on things, not understanding the history, it's fucking crazy. The whole strings thing was things got out of control, players became too good, things got buffed continuously for years and years and years and years and years, and they were like, you know what, let's nerf strings to help the Jimmy run problem, as well as just standardize things which needed to happen. I had also predicted for like a million. I predicted the standardization of strings like a year in advance, right? So there's so many things like that, right? What's up, Mist? How you doing? The worst thing an MMO can do is make things easier. It takes away. It's a balance. I think power creep is gonna happen. You gotta, yada yada yada, but does it make sense because the more money in the game, the higher the price of everything else anyway? Yeah, yes. Yes, pretty much. We think we don't have that problem, but like, I don't understand. I don't get it. I don't understand how people don't understand the basic like economic principles of like, if a thing is broken and it's bringing in too much money into the game, it's not a good thing. Like you're buying power. It's just so like, it's crazy, We don't really have an inflation problem in PokeMMO, thankfully, but I think the devs were like, hey, we might get into a problem if this continues. So they nerfed it and standardized strings, and yeah, it's just very interesting. Anyways, Predicted PokeMMO? I've predicted a fair amount of things, and definitely not to, you know, understood. Yeah, it's yes, correct. And it's annoying. For sure. Anyways. What's inflation? It's a category. I'm sorry. I'm just kidding. Anyways, nervous. Thank you for the Brian, dude. How are you doing today? Hopefully you're having a good day. Much love to you, dude. What's up, dude? The other day when I was a CM. Oh, you were, dude. Fucking, that's awesome. Yes. PokeMMO, the staff of PokeMMO and the devs have always prioritized balance and economy over everything. And it's something that I like really praise them for and really value, because a Pokemon market and economy is the most difficult thing to balance, right? Pokemon markets are so complicated and so complex compared to every other MMO market, simply because Pokemon are complicated, right? If you have a rune sword in old school RuneScape, that rune sword is the same as every other rune sword, so it costs the same amount of money, right? In Pokemon, if you have a 31 attack IV Adamant Ditto, that Ditto is going to be different from every other 31 attack. Even that, like that, every Pokemon is so different due to the natures, due to the abilities, possibly hidden ability access, IV breakdown. It's so crazy. Yes, I super agree with this, Litwick. I vehemently agree with the fact that it was meta to seek out a third-party source to be competitive or to increase your game speed is such a unhealthy thing. That, like, in any other game, it would be cheating. In any other video game, online video game, downloading something that speeds up the pace of your game, that sounds insane. That's crazy. Yeah, we already went. I appreciate the heads up. Siwa, sorry if I forget your name. Reviews, we already went there and caught it, but I appreciate the heads up just in case. Yes, dude, Blitz. I'm always honest about this, Blitz. I was one of the, I wasn't like outspoken. I wasn't like on the forums like hating on the devs, but when the breeding change happened in PokeMMO, I hated it. I was like, I fucking hate this. It's unfun. I'm never gonna breed ever again. I was one of those. I was like 15 years old. I was stubborn and I was stupid, and I was so against the breeding system. And it took me from like 2015, 2014 up until 2019 to be like, oh my god, the breeding system's fucking genius, and I was just dumb and stubborn. And it's really important to admit those things, to like acknowledge and grow. And like, I was so, yeah, I was a person who was like this, yeah, happy. The PokeMMO devs were so right on that call. Like, it's what made the game last this long in the first place. The breeding system in PokeMMO was genuinely genius. Can the devs give me a counter? I would love that. That's like probably one of the #1 requested things. That's one I love to praise the devs. I think the PokeMMO devs do a great job. I don't know why they don't add, like, there's maybe it just takes dev time, or it's not possible to, I don't know. I would love to see an in-game encounter. I feel like that would be so much better for seamless transition between devices if you play on mobile and on PC. Have a great day, Coopster. Much love to you, dude. What are the odds for legendaries? We don't know. It's estimated by the community to be about 1 in 5k, but we don't know for sure. That's important. Now, if you're re-encountering it, so I already encountered Moltres and it struggled to death. If you're re-encountering it, it's about, I think it is confirmed it's 1 out of 500. What are super strings? I can link you I'll link you the video. This video explains and links to the super strings. It's such a funny it's a funny word. They're not really like, I mean, they are super. It's because the guy who made them is named is super. But it's a good name. Super strings. I think an ultimate edit counter really. I've never coded anything. I HTML coded a website in like 6th grade for a class, and that was hell on earth. So I can't speak on how much time it takes to code something. I just really don't know. The logical assumption is there's a reason they don't do it. I think the moment you start assuming people in their jobs are just dumb and you know how to do it better, that's when I never try to do that, because it's a really scary road to go down. I think the PokeMMO devs are absolutely very, like, beyond competent. They're exceptional in my opinion. I have problems with them, but they're exceptional. They're geniuses in my opinion. I don't know why they haven't added the encounter counter, but I'm sure there's some The other thing with every single update in PokeMMO, you have to factor in, they have to think about copyright. And I don't even like every, what's it called is more complicated. HTML is not coding though. Isn't it literally called HTML coding? HTML computer code. HTML code element is used to define a piece of computer code. You're getting timed out for 10 minutes for being you're number one, you're nerd emoji. Number two, you're also wrong. HTML is coding. I don't know what I don't know if this is like a, I'm not involved in the coding world. I don't know if this is like a JavaScript is real coding or using Python. HTML isn't real coding. I don't know if that's what that is, or I don't know, but it's literally called HTML coding. I don't know what to tell you. Maybe I'm if you prove me wrong, I'll VIP you. but I don't think I think you're just being nerd emoji, which is okay. We're all nerd emoji sometimes. It's disputed in the coding community. Hey, where are my coders at? Is that a gatekeeping thing? HTML isn't real code. That feels like some fucking pretentious coder language. Maybe I'm not even in the industry, and just based on the social to a degree, yeah, that feels, it's 100%. Yeah, I'm not even in the scene, and I can tell within 2 seconds. Dude, you want to know the real meme? There is nothing. There is nothing. That's so funny. I can say, yes, I did some HTML coding for a dog shit website when I was in 7th grade for a school project, and people get so insecure and so mad about that. They're like, that's not real. Bro, get some self-esteem. Holy shit. That's crazy. Anyways, so wild. But not programming? That makes sense to me. I don't know. I have no idea. Doesn't make you a coder. Okay, this seems like some fucking, I see the meme. Okay. So that's his code. Okay, there you go. Anyways, dude, there is nothing. I can't imagine being involved in the tech. I used to work at a it wasn't, to be fair, my place of work was amazing. But I loved it. To be fair, every day was great. I worked at an electronic recycling plant, demanufacturing computers and server boards. Sounds really fancy. It's just taking apart desktop towers and server boards are a little more complicated, but you're usually just scrapping. You're usually sorting by parts. It's pretty rare you run into a GPU or like any RAM worthwhile to like separate. What was I saying? Great analogy. What did I miss? Debate Rowski. It's pretty easy to bait out debate. I really care about, I'm a very emotional person, and because of that, logically checking yourself is even more important. Did my game freeze? Yo, Ultimate Spider-Man bugging. I really care about logical process. HTML is not code. What the fuck? Explain to me why it's not, Paleo. Explain to me. Because if you Google, because HTML is a type of code. HTML coding is very much a thing. Now, I only learned it in like fucking 7th grade, like shop class or tech class. So maybe I'm wrong. But if you Google, how do I write HTML code? It's one of the most Googled things. What is HTML encoding? Can I learn HTML coding in 1 hour? Carrying on about HTML and saying it's not real programming is like saying horde shinies aren't real shinies. Okay, those people can suck my fucking dick then. That is the most there is nothing worse than nerds getting into a place of work, gaining self-confidence for the first time, and then using it to bully the other nerds. Do you know what I'm talking about? There's nothing worse than fucking nerds bullying other nerds, okay? We're just nerds, okay? Shut the fuck up. Just have bond over the thing that we also enjoy together, okay? I've seen this in the RuneScape community. I've seen this in the Magic the Gathering community. I see this all the time. Do not, it's nerd on nerd violence. It's the most cringy fucking thing. Pat is cringe? True. Okay. It is like the most insufferable. It's someone who was bullied, which is really sad and really fucked up, right? It's always someone who was bullied, and now they're in a position of power. They've gained some self-confidence because they became good at something, and now they're bullying people, and it's like, dude, holy fuck. Don't give a nerd. I'm sorry, giving a nerd ego might actually be worse than giving a jock ego, which is fucked up. I finally got a live Pat crash out. It's really fucking crazy. It was a 10-minute timeout, Phil. It's not a big deal. It was a little nerd emoji, but it was a 10-minute timeout. You're not permaban. Don't worry about it. No stress. No worries. You're very nice about, yeah, you're fine. It was just a 10-minute timeout. Just tank it. I have a missed ego. Giga Chad. Agreed. Pat is cringe, but not for this day. Yeah, like, on an unrelated note, we all agree. Okay, yeah. I've definitely known people who have stopped playing PokeMMO to addiction, which is really important, you know? I think there's some fair, if someone wanted to present it in a nuanced way, you know what, like HTML is coding, but you're not really able to do certain things. It's not really up to the same complexity. But I think that's base. I think that's fine. But yeah, you don't want to, just don't be afraid of nuance, you know? I think we're sucking out all the nuance. And the way I suck out, I'm sorry, I'm just kidding. Is videos on Twitch? Absolutely, man. There's an official category on Twitch. Absolutely. Good question. I get why that would be, you know, a concern. Chat. Fuck the pretentious weeb will be. Speaking of nerd on nerd violence, have you seen weebs fight, bro? Holy shit. Have you seen meme on Demon Slayer fans? That's the. I'm the bully there. Okay, I'm sorry. Chess. I think you mean go. What's the other fucking dude? That's yeah. What's checkers? Don't you mean shogi? Civilian. Wait, that's no. We should be, dude. That's really fun. We should be calling people. That's an insanely pretentious insult. We should be just another civilian. I see. That goes fucking crazy. Holy shit. Calling people like average civilian. I see. That's unhinged. Anyways, okay. Oh, fuck. How civilian of you. That might make me crash out. If someone said, how very civil. I would crash out. I would go crazy if someone condescendingly called me a civilian. Holy shit. There's gotta be a stand-up comment. There's gotta be a joke there. Holy shit. Technically, that's so funny. You must be a civilian. That's so funny. Anyways. Oh, sorry. Anything important in the past out? No, pretty much no. We're just shit posting. We're just talking about nerd on nerd violence. That's too insane. Holy. Anyways. Mahjong fiends built different. I used to play Mahjong growing up on like I never understood it. I played because like how many of us played Mahjong on like computer? Because like you would get like a cereal box disc and it would be like Pokemon themed Mahjong. So you would go play it, but like how the fuck is a 4-year-old or a 6-year-old supposed to understand Mahjong? Mahjong? Holy fuck. Shit blew my brain. What was people? Great question. Yes, those good questions. BCM. Those questions or those those letters are for people in a team. That's like their little their team tag, basically clan tag. Whatever whatever thing about it is. Yeah, I couldn't. A lot of fun to be honest. I had fun. Yeah, that's the. I mean, cereal box PC games went bonkers as a kid. When will you play chess, Pat? I suck at chess. Never. I was in the chess club in middle school, but it was mostly just so that me and my friends could go eat lunch in a different room and talk about video games. That was mostly it. Oh, how far did you get in Fallout 3 last night? Yeah, I got to the fucking, 3 Dog. Have you met 3 Dog? Oh, shit. No, he seems really cool. Oh, 3 Dog Pod. Oh, have you seen this new game? The year is 2009. Have you seen this new game? Dude, I saw this crazy new Lego-like game on IGN.com. Some guy uploaded a tutorial on how to survive your night. The game is called Minecraft. It's only made by one person. Weird, crazy looking game. Looks nothing like we've ever played before. Yeah. Anyways, that was my impression of chess club in middle school. Anyways, Beyond on Fire. I haven't seen it. Me versus you in chess. I played Rumel in chess, and it literally might have been the most embarrassing thing I've ever done on stream. Like, Rumel, it was like a slaughter. Rumel beat me in chess so bad. It was unbelievable. Usually I charge people 10k Twitch points is the way we do it, Blitz. I can give you like a ballpark without checking the GTL, but I don't. It just takes a fair bit of time and energy to price check, and I can't do it for everybody is the problem, because then if I do it for one person, you know. Real nerds play Terraria. I played Terraria day 2 of release. When Terraria came out, I was like, oh shit, 2D, it was a big deal. I think it was like 2011, June 2010. Terraria was insane. Terraria was huge. Do nerds go to the gym? I think in this modern era, yeah. That's the beauty is like, I mean, the beauty is we don't have nerds anymore in the turn and like in the way of like Revenge of the Nerds. It's like everybody's a fucking nerd, you know? Over Minecraft, I think there's a very fair argument for that, Kuroshi. I super get that. To be fair, even in I was pretty lucky. I feel like I missed the Freaks and Geeks generation. Who watched that show growing up? I feel like I missed, like, by the time I got to high school, it wasn't really Freaks and Geeks anymore. It wasn't like everybody wasn't segregated off into their own. It was like, oh, the kids who fucking smoke weed and deal also play sports and also play video games, and you know, some of them might be social, some might not be. Oh, the jocks all play video games and all are really nice to the awkward kids, and like it was, my high school experiences were like everybody was pretty fucking, like there were like bullies who would bully people, but they wouldn't really. I don't think there was much bullying for like the type of person you were in high school. From what I saw, from what I experienced and saw, it was usually just someone being like, hey, I don't like you specifically. You piss me off because my parents are divorcing. I'm going to fucking throw books at you. Like that was really, you know, that was the main, hey, like my home life's not so good, so I'm going to kick some balls at you at recess, which is not good. Horrible, but it wasn't like Nerds with Soccer though. Dude, some of my biggest friends in high school who were big nerds who played like these guys were playing fucking, these guys were going home and playing like Total War and like Stratego and like building miniatures with their dads, and then would go to fucking high school and be like the fucking quarterback. Like in my era, right? Like that's in my local high school. Like, yeah. Like the guy who won Mr. like the king of our high school, right? He was a chubbier guy. He was pretty funny, pretty nice. He was born in Australia. I think now he's like a full-time photographer. He had a sick name. His name was Lachlan. Awesome fucking name. He was on the football team. He lent me like Fallout 3. We talk about video games a ton. Like everybody, like I feel like my high school experience was like very diverse, very like verse. Like it wasn't really segregated or grouped in the way that it's always shown in media. That was just my personal, you know, meme. Being smart equals hot these days. I agree for my high school experience. I kind of think we're looping back around. So I've explained this before. This is my personal vibes and opinions as a fucking 27-year-old, so take it with a grain of salt, right? Everybody's seen 21 Jump Street, right? 21 Jump Street is a pretty neat comedy that actually does touch on a pretty interesting social phenomenon of the pendulum swinging, okay? So what happens is when Jonah Hill and Channing Tatum, this is very funny. Spoiler alert for 21 Jump Street. So, okay, I'm going to break down the basic plot of 21 Jump Street. Jonah Hill and Channing Tatum are police officers. They have to go back to high school. Spoiler alert, mute if you don't, spoiler alert, by the way, okay? They have to go back to high school, okay? Jonah Hill was a loser in high school because he was smart and like nerdy and like tried really hard at everything, right? Channing Tatum was a Giga Chad in high school and popular because he was like a jock, really stupid, and didn't care, right? Well, now they're like 30-year-old adults in the police force. They have to go back to high school for a mission, right? And well, now Jonah Hill is the cool guy because it's cool now to be smart and it's cool to try and it's cool to be in theater and like all these things, right? And Channing Tatum is the loser because he's like dumb and doesn't try and is like just a brain dead jock, yada yada yada, right? So it was interesting, just they showed that like dynamic change. I think it was like that for my generation to a decent extent. I feel like we're going back to it. I feel like at least on the internet, maybe not in real life, on the internet right now, I feel like it is frowned upon to care. I feel like we're getting back to, and I hate social pendulum swings like this. I thrive in the caring is cooler thing for sure. I think we're getting back to the let's just like not care because the world's in a bleak state right now in a lot of ways. I understand. So I think a lot of people are just taking it and riding with it as opposed to fighting back against it. A lot of people are just becoming cynical, becoming pessimistic, becoming like, oh, like, fuck it, the world's fucked anyway, so I'm gonna not care. Therefore, it's cool to not care. And like, it's really sad. I'm really, yeah. It's really, yeah, we're in a chill state. We are kind of in a chill state, which has positives and negatives. I've said this before. I think that we're going to enter another hippie era. Back in like the 70s and 80s, we had like a hippie era post like the Vietnam War, right? I don't know history very well. Vietnam War ending. What year did it end? 1975. So we entered the hippie era where everybody was just fucking smoking grass and listening to music and vibing out and relaxing post the war. I kind of feel like we're entering a hippie era again coming up. I could be wrong, because you want to know why? Hippie eras always come after industrial revolutions and like omega grinds, and right now everybody's on 50 side hustles, sigma grind. If you aren't drop shipping, you're fucking falling behind. Like everything is progressing so quickly right now, and life feels really stressful because everybody's grinding so fucking hard. Nobody's hanging out and talking and socializing. You have to work more jobs than ever if you want to own a house. So like, I think things feel really hard right now, and people are working really hard to keep up, and eventually it's going to break, and we're going to have a hippie era. This is a fucking guesstimation of a dumb 27. It's a huge grain of salt, you know. I think it's an interesting ideal. It wouldn't, I think my prediction is like 2030. I think 2030 to like 2040, we're going to enter a hippie era, you know, like post-COVID stress, like once all that is like more back to normal. And like I think it's interesting, you know. Obviously we're, you know what I mean, but yeah, I think it's an interesting theory. The Nostradamus predictions, I don't even know, like I'm not formally educated by any means. Hopefully that's another fucking grain of salt and yada yada yada. Some words coming in first. Yeah, that's the, yeah, basically. Well, yeah, maybe that's the, yeah. Who is post-COVID? Maybe he's playing Post Malone. It's a good meme. I wish about, yeah, that's fucking real as shit, Shadow. That's so fair. Is there pre-Malone? Okay. I need to heal, don't I? I believe in you, Daicho. I believe in you, okay? And you should aim to last, okay? I believe in you, King. What about past Malone? Now we're getting too deep, okay? Chill. This is Death Note levels of depth, right, guys? Oh my god, what a deep... Okay, I can't even... I'll get rage bit. I'll rage bit myself. I can't even do it. And it's the bits. Okay. The shuckles are... There's two different currencies. There's shuckles, which you can use to... You should be able to click the shuckles, and it should show you the different... If you scroll, you can see the rewards. Sorry, excuse me. You could buy things like a Patrouski OT Pokemon, a PvP question. You could pay 10,000 points to name a Pokemon of mine. So like on the Iron Man, let's say you want to name my like Fly HM Surf Wingull. You could name that like fucking dumbass Dodo or something, you know. Or you know, my Parasect is still unnamed, right? There's my Blastoise starter was named. Like it's basically the shuckles give the viewers in the community another way to interact with the streamer, you know, which is fun. That's what it's just like a fake currency. That's what it is. Making jokes about Death Note to cope with not understanding its complexity. Very civilian of you. That is so good. How a Death Note, not that, sorry, the problem is I'm really harsh on pieces of media. The more a media is praised, the harsher I am on it. Death Note is an 8 out of 10 anime, which is a really good score, okay? I'm not trying to... I don't want to make people who like... Because I like Death Note. I just don't love Death Note. That's kind of where I'm at. Anyways. Male Malone. Why is this funny to me? Stop doing the Malone names. Free Malone's hilarious. I have not Strump. Post Malone is like... one of my worst takes. Okay. Post Malone seems like a fucking awesome human. I don't know him obviously, so maybe it is dumb to say. He seems like a really nice guy. I feel like I would love to be friends with Post Malone. Not that I, you know, or like hang out with him, get a beer, play Magic with him, yada yada yada, right? His music is not for me. I think his music is probably objectively beautiful and objectively great. It's great art. It's just not for me. I kind of feel like I just don't like. I feel he seems like such a nice guy. I will flame other artists. Post Malone is like the hardest artist for me to admit that I don't like his music, because I don't like his music. But fuck, he seems like such a nice guy. It's so hard. Post Malone was cringe as fuck before he got famous. Oh, so he was just like you and me. He was just a regular guy who got famous. Oh, okay, that's based. Another +1 for him. You know, like. He looks like he smells like pee. I don't even know. He might smell like fucking cologne or like fucking aftershave. I don't know. I could see a few things. Out of Magic though? Yeah, I know him mostly from Magic, hilariously, rather than his music. We'd be good friends with Lil Baby. I would never be friends with a baby, okay? That's ridiculous. We couldn't talk about anything. He smells like Bud Light and cigs. Oh, so he's like a really cool guy. Okay, gotcha. I'm sorry. That's not a good... I probably shouldn't label like, oh yeah, smoking is cool. That's not what that... Anyways. That's so funny. Post cologne. Okay, now we're... Okay, we're too... Wow. Watching my personal experience. Yeah, that's... Yeah. I think that's so fair, Jolene. I think it's really important to separate the... I think that's so fair. Yeah, Fuzzy, sorry if I missed your question. What about the Iron Man team? I love Death Note. I've watched it like 6 times. I'm so sorry to do this to you. This is the same person who said earlier HTML isn't coding. I couldn't write it. I'm sorry I'm picking on you a little, but that's really fun. That's like that has to be like rage bait. That's like too perfect of a cartoon character. That makes it. He's following in my footsteps. Yeah, I feel like that's got to be rage bait, because that's the jokes write themselves. I couldn't write like. That's so funny. Dude, I read Death Note 6 times. Death Note's good. It's good. I get it, but. It's a little bit of a red flag, in my opinion, if you love Death Note. I think now, I want to say, red flags don't equal bad trait. I think we got lost. I'm being honest. I respect, dude. That's a good answer, Phil. I respect you being honest. That's fucking based. That's based. That's more than what a lot of people can say on the internet. So I respect that, dude. You live your life, man. Hell yeah. Fuck us if that's fucking based. What was I gonna say? Yes, we got lost on red flags. Yes, red flags are supposed to be, hey, this might be a really bad thing, or it could be fine depending on how. Like, red flag does not equal bad trait, right? If as a guy who loves Magic the Gathering, and I've spent thousands of dollars on Magic cards, if a girl was like, it's a red flag if a guy plays Magic, I'd be like, that's so correct. As someone who's played with Magic players, bro, fair. Now, does that mean they would never date a guy who plays Magic? Hopefully that's too extreme, right? That's crazy. But like, make it or break it stuff is different. I think we got lost on red flag stuff, you know? The best partners are those who, this might be troubling advice. I don't know if I should say. I want to say this might be abusive relationship advice. I want to say the best partners are those who have a bunch of red flags, because it makes them interesting, but they actually have justifications and like they actually do it in a healthy way. And it's like, I think that, I don't know if that's a scary line to walk. What's wrong with guys who play Magic? Man, I love Magic, and I love guys who play Magic, and I have some of my best friends that I've ever met in my entire life play Magic, and they are some amazing people that play Magic. There's also a lot of smelly slobs who play Magic, and like I think that's, you know, there's a certain kind of person Same with Smash Bro. Dude, I have met some really kind, some of the kindest people I've ever met in my Smash Bros players that I've met. Some of the kindest, social, extroverted, amazing people, right? Some of them are smelly, off-putting, like rude, like it's, you know, and there's a reason, and that's okay. Like, it's not, you know, if someone told me, you know what, Magic players are smelly, as a Magic player, I'd be like, I get what you're saying. On average, you know, I know a lot of people who aren't. I'm gonna try my best to not be smelly and keep my bros not smelly, so we don't perpetuate that stereotype. I actually genuinely think Smash players used to get memed on for being smelly a ton 5 to 10 years ago. When was the last time you heard that insult? I haven't heard it a lot recently, man. I think they started wearing deodorant. I think it, like, Hatsune Miku started fucking handing out free deodorant sticks at conventions. I feel like they've kind of fixed the problem. I hate Smash. Shout out to Smash players. Like, I feel like it's kind of base, you know? I feel like they were like, you know what? Maybe we are smelly. Let's start bringing sticks of deodorant to our conventions. And it fucking worked, man. You get me on for other things now? Oh, okay, that's unfortunate. That's so fucked. That's really sad. Same with like Minecraft. Okay, anyways, we're gonna move past that. Holy shit. There's certain stereotypes where, yeah, anyways. Well, with video gamers and communities, not types of people the way you're born. Let's make it very clear. Stereotypes on people for the way they're born, not okay. Stereotypes for communities, somewhat okay sometimes. Is that fair? Is that, like, you know? Okay. What's up, Max? Average Patrouski stream. Don't you shit on British? I shit on British food, okay? Is that bad? I meme on Britopians for defending beans on toast. That's what it really is. I'm born a gamer. What you gonna do? Yo, true. We have no... I think my guess, Tober, is that permanent raids are like the #1 priority in development right now. I would guess they either... we don't know, Tober. Like, I could say this, and then it's possible we never see fucking permanent raids ever, which would be really tragic, but it's possible, right? I would guess that permanent raids come out either this summer or next event season, or at the latest, Arceus forbid, like post-event season next... Like, but I would hope to see this. I would hope this summer or this upcoming event season-ish meme. Okay, hopefully I didn't make that accusation. It's a good savory spread. It's not bad. Toast needs a spread, and beans are a good savory spread. It's not bad, to be honest. Beans on toast. Okay. It's not bad is a fine sentence. My problem with we're gonna do this, chat. My problem with beans on toast is that Britopians act like they are the queen's gift to the world, right? And it's the same. Okay, I love shit on a shingle, which it's cream chipped beef. If you don't know, okay, I love that shit. However, I don't go around being like, oh my god, cream chipped beef is the best, most amazing dish of all time. It's so complicated. It's so what a diverse flavor profile. No, bro, it's slop on a plate that was used to feed soldiers at mass supply on the go. Okay, and I love it, and I have nostalgia for it, and it tastes good to me. But like, I don't act like this is the best thing America's ever made. That would be insane. And I feel like if Britopians were like, oi, bruv, beans on toast is just a wee bit of a guilty pleasure meal. It's a wee bit of a, you know, it's fun for us. Like, that would be fine. But they act, it literally does annoy me that some people act like it's the greatest gift to mankind, and I don't understand. Scones are amazing. I like to glaze because there is a lot of good British food. Scones are amazing. I haven't even had it, so sorry for my ignorance. But beef Wellington seems right up. Beef Wellington could be my favorite food. It seems like so up my alley. Yo, wait, I'm so sorry. I have a new game to play on stream that Britopians are gonna love. And by love, I mean hate. Beans on toast. That is correct, but I've had toast and I've had beans. Growing up, I had fucking kidney beans on toast. Okay, I grew up pretty. I've had a lot. No, I'm sorry. I've had a lot of beans on toast. I've had kidney beans on toast. I've had Bush's baked beans on toast. I've never had. You guys take the shittiest bean, the Heinz bean, in a tomato sauce on a bean, which is disgusting. The worst bean, and you put it on unseasoned, like unsalted, crazy toast. Anyways, okay. Spam on toast makes sense. You know, that's fine. Cooked spam. Okay, let me, okay. I got a new game, chat. You guys are gonna fucking love this or hate this. I don't know which one. If you want to see why I meme on Britopian food, here's why, chat. Here's why. All right, let's get this nice and fitted. Who knows what this is? These look good. This is a bad start. These look amazing. I agree. Okay. We're gonna do this for one play, okay? Alrighty, welcome to the new Peepo Fat Food Takes Special. This is Scrandle, okay? Where we look at different foods from different European countries and places outside of the US, as my ignorant American brain, you can probably tell. And these are real foods sold at real soccer games, okay? Some of these are the most disgusting, atrocious, offensive meals that could ever be served to human beings, and I fucking love it. Now, these both look phenomenal. These both look great. I'm gonna go barbecue skewers here, because you can even see the price. It's 10 euro for the pizza, which is like a fine price, but like at a game, it's honestly like pretty cheap. Like 20 bucks for a pizza here. These Brazilian barbecue, also it's Brazilian barbecue wins every day. I don't know how. Yeah, 92% would go this versus 83% go this. Would eat it or whatever. When I make fun of Europeans, it's for shit like this. You're serving this to your people. Humans are eating this. It's actually crazy. Having said that, this is 750. I would go this. But it is a little crazy. Horrid. Fucking horrid. So these aren't shitty meals made at home by mom and pop. These are official food items sold by like professional sports teams. Both look yummy. You're cooked. Sausage, chips, and gravy. This is probably fine. It looks gross, but this looks revolting. Pie and mash. What pie? This is probably fine. Okay. Korean chicken and chips. Oh my god. This is probably good. It's beef gravy, but it does look why can't we get better? Maybe it's the cameras. Maybe Britopia doesn't have good cameras. Or like maybe that's the problem? Is it like a camera thing? Because this is probably really tasty. I'm gonna be honest. It probably is really tasty. But it looks like sick on a plate, as the Brits would say. It's pretty wild. Korean chicken and chips, aka, you know. 550 for this is just potatoes with a little bit of I would go this because it's more actually I like a wet food. I would probably go this, but I'm gonna lose. Yeah, you're supposed to pick what you think is more popular. Now this is one thing to give the rare Britopian glaze. Okay, one thing that Britopians are ahead of America on in terms of food. You guys have better Indian food, for sure. You're closer. You guys kind of knock us out of the park. Now, I'm really lucky. I live in, like, the, you know, metropolitan fucking... I live in Northern Virginia. I can go to D.C. I have some amazing Indian restaurants around me. I'm really lucky to live in an area with amazing Indian food. Like authentic, creative, experimental, award-winning chefs, right? But most of the U.S. doesn't have that privilege. The burger looks awful. I'm fucked up. I I like burgers like this a lot. I'm gonna be honest. Now which would I go? $8 for the burger. I like bacon that's chewier than. It's fucked up looking, but I would go this. I think I'm gonna take the. I'm taking the L. That's fine. I would rather take the L than the and stick to my principles. What is this? Why is the hot dog gray? Why is it gray? What are you doing? And there's no toppings. This is like $8 American for a fucking plain ass dog. I mean, it's not even close. Yeah, thank you. A good percentage. Okay, that gives me some faith. Sticky rice and coconut. This looks really fun. It's probably good. It's so cheap. So low calorie. This burger is fucking pathetic. What is this? Why even put even the cheese is crackly. You didn't melt it. It's misplaced. The bun looks like dog shit wheat bread, like not good wheat bread. There's 2 pathetic little onions. I'm gonna go this. It's 45 cents. Pound. Waffle with Nutella. That's probably actually a good cheap snack. I actually respect. Waffle with Nutella is kind of based. Jerk chicken, one of the best, probably the best way to make chicken. What? That's a crime. You should be arrested. You should be locked up. That's insane. That jerk chicken. It was the picture. That jerk chicken loses to that is ridiculous. Waffle Nutella is probably a cute little. I've never had it. Probably a cute little treat for kids. If you're buying waffle with Nutella as an adult, it's like a really at a carnival. Sure, it's like funnel cake. You know, I like funnel cake, but. Cherry cheese and chips. Why is this wad? You're serving this to your fucking fellow man, bro. Why is this wad of cheese unmelted? It takes like 2 more seconds to fix this. I feel like the restaurant. You think this all day? Yeah, the restaurant. This looks amazing. This looks to die for. The restaurant quality. This looks. Yo. This looks phenomenal. Look at this beautifully soft-boiled egg. This looks amazing for a game. It's funny that it's a sushi like bento box, but they made it chicken because Britopians probably can't handle the idea. Well, no, this is in Japan. What? And we go it. Ruby special that got 90%. That's crazy. Anyways, that is Scrandle. Check it out, scrandle.com. It's eye-opening for sure. Like and subscribe.